A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Makers of Ipana toothpaste for the smile of beauty and Vitalis for well-groomed hair bring you Duffy's Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Where do you like meat to eat? Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Ah, Duffy, I'm as happy as a bee with the hives. Well, I'm getting married. Yep, to a very high-class society dame. I got in touch with her through the Lonely Hearts Club and the Police Gazette. Yes, I was intrigued by their slogan. It said, every client comes back and thanks us. The girls ain't pretty, but they're awful anxious. Well, I've been corresponding with the dame Duffy, and I'm going to marry. You know, sounds terrific, huh? When you married Mrs. Duffy, she was terrific too, young and cute and Irish as Patty's pig, huh? Now, after 30 years, you wish you'd married the pig. Well, at what point did she start to change? The minute you carried her over the threshold, huh? Wait a minute, just a second. How'd you ever carry a fat dame like that over the threshold? 2 trips. Well, Duffy, I'm glad to see that you still got a sense of humor about the sweet old fat slob. Well, I'll call you back. I got a lot of things on my mind. Eddie,
yes, Miss Doc.
Eddie, when a guy's getting married and he starts walking down the aisle, which foot does he start with, the left or the right?
Left or right, he's still off on the wrong foot. Why?
Well, I'm thinking of committing matrimony, you know.
Oh, mazel tov. Might I ask you who the lady in question is?
Well, the questionable lady happens to be Miss Millicent Van Schnook.
What does this snook look like?
Eddie, it's Van Schnook. And she's beautiful, she says.
Where'd you meet this snook?
Van Schnook.
I'm sorry, Van Schnook.
Well, I ain't met her yet. As I say, the wedding is being handled through the mails.
What will Sayers and Roebuck think of me? You say you fell in love with this gal by mail?
Yeah, funny thing how it happened, Eddie. All began with a mere penny postcard. But before the week was out, we was mailing hot special deliveries. Yeah, with the stamps upside down. You should have seen them last couple of letters. Flaming. I told her how she kindled me spark of love and how me embers was burning for her. Then I filled up the rest of the page with X's.
You mad, passionate thing, you.
Well, anyway, I'll soon be married. It'll be wonderful, you know. Get out of that lonely furnished room, have a real home, 2 wash rags instead of 1, 2 teeth brush, 2 towels, 2 rings around the bathtub.
You're really happy, huh?
Yeah, sure am. I've always wanted a family, and who knows, I might have some little ones someday that'd turn their sweet cherubic faces up to me and say, Eddie, remind me to get in touch with Margaret Sangster, will you? Guess what, Finnegan? I'm getting married.
That's nice. What else did you know?
Maybe you didn't hear me right. I'm getting married. Marred.
Marriage? Oh, that's stupid.
Why? What's wrong with marriage?
Well, it's all right for people with children. Personally, I think it takes the fun out of being a bachelor.
Finnegan, you are exactly what you look like.
Who's a moron?
You.
Oh, I'm a moron. Who's the guy that's getting married?
Look, people got to get married. Our whole way of life is based on it.
Why?
Well, because men are men and women are women.
Well, I grant it's a novel arrangement, but I don't see the point.
All right, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Your father and mother, they was married, right?
I'll go along with that.
Okay. Now, if your father and mother hadn't gotten married, where would you be today?
Up at the ball game.
Hey, you see what I'm driving at? Well, do you?
Let me put it this way. No.
Well, look, I'm merely trying to explain. You see, the fact that your parents hit the jackpot, this has nothing to do with it. Human life, Finnegan, is deeper than that. Now, take Freud, for instance. He says mankind falls in love for interior motives, you see. But Freud can be wrong.
All right. Would you mind if I ask you a question?
What?
What are we talking about?
We are talking about love and marriage.
You mean that stuff about the birds and the bees?
Yeah.
Mere propaganda.
The birds and the bees?
Well, sure. Last week I took a bee and I put it in the bird's cage and...
Yeah?
Frankly, Arch, nothing has happened.
I still fail to see whether it has anything to do with something. However, I won't argue the point.
Well, I just...
You're certainly in a talkative mood tonight, aren't you?
Well, why not, Joe? When a guy's planning to marry a dame like this Millicent, he wants to shout it out to the whole world.
Same with me.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. Every week I like to tell the whole world about Ipana toothpaste.
Well, some guys like dames, some guys like toothpaste. Personally, I'm a guy that likes dames, you know. When I give them a little squeeze, I don't have to worry about getting the brush. I thank
Now,
you.
wait a minute, Arch. I like girls, too, but I like them to have a lovely smile. And that's why I like to tell everyone about Ipana. For Ipana helps you to the prettiest, most sparkling smile you ever had. You know, dentists like Ipana so much that it's the toothpaste more of them use themselves as well as recommend to their patients than any other. You ought to try the Ipana way to a pretty smile yourself, because dentists say the Ipana way works. And it's easy. First, between regular visits to your dentist, brush all tooth surfaces with Ipana toothpaste at least twice a day. Then massage gums the way your dentist advises to stimulate gum circulation. Then see the difference Ipana toothpaste can make to your teeth, to your smile. Get a tube of Ipana first chance you get. Remember, a good dentifrice, like a good dentist, is never a luxury. So make the Ipana way your way to healthier gums, brighter teeth, a more sparkling smile. The Ipana smile, the smile of beauty.
Hey, Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, see what you think of this wedding invitation, huh?
Wedding invitation?
Yeah, I just wrote it out.
Let's see. I, Archie, hereby announce his engagement to the former Miss Van Schnook, nee Millicent. The bride and groom hereby request your presence.
Presidents. No. Try it again, son.
Presence.
Oh, we were only on that tape. See this week, the sneaky way I underline the word presence. Continue, Eddie.
Okay. Clothes will be optional, but we prefer black tie. Clothes will be optional.
Well, that don't apply to the ladies, of course. Might be a little gaudy. Continue, Eddie.
Obscene language will not be tolerated, as ceremony will be civil. Signed, Cobina Wright. Cobina Wright?
Gives it a little touch of class. Boy, it's going to be a big night for 3rd Avenue, all right?
Say, Archie, I hear you're getting married.
Yeah.
Oh, well, may I propose a toast?
Oh, thank you, Miss Duffy. What's the toast?
There's nothing so sweet as a wedding in June. Here's to the bride and here's to the goon.
No, you're bitter, huh? Just mad because you're still on the shelf.
Oh, yeah? I could have got off the shelf plenty of times.
Enumerate the opportunities. Who?
Well, for one, Ernest Diefendorfer. For two, Breckenbridge Hartzenfelder. And for three, Harold Harkleroad.
How did she ever miss Adolf Schicklgruber? These guys all wanted to marry you?
They certainly did. In fact, Harold Harkleroad turned to drink when I refused to marry him.
Naturally, a thing like that calls for a celebration. But if you had all these proposals, how come your old man has a standing offer of 2 white shirts to any guy that'll go out with you? And he'll even shorten the sleeves.
Archie, that's a lie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was Mama that said she'd shorten the sleeves. Besides, you're somebody to talk. I'd like to see what's marrying you.
What's marrying me happens to be a very beautiful society dame from a family with yachts and swimming pools and package cars. And I'm going to be the man that owns one.
Oh, just marrying her for her father's money, huh?
Who's marrying her for father's money? I'd marry her no matter whose money it was. And I resent the inference that I'm a piccolo.
Say, Art, by the way, did you get the wedding ring yet?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Give me that phone. Hello? Tiffany and Schwartz? Genuine department, please. Hello? Genuine? Mr. Tiffany? This is Archie of Duffy's Tavern. I'm thinking about getting married. Thank you. Tell me, Mr. Tiffany, what have you got in a diamond wedding ring, something with a nice large floor? Huh? How many carats? I know about 30 or 40. How much? Let me talk to Schwartz. Hello, Schwartz? What have you got in a nice diamond ring? Oh, up to about $5. Huh? You'll let me know as soon as the glass blower comes back from lunch? Okay, Schwartz, I'll wait for your call.
George, $5 for a wedding ring?
So what? I make that kind of dough in a couple of days. Besides, this is one marriage I want to get started right. You see, Finnegan, a woman is a peculiar thing. You've got to approach her tenderly, like a delicate flower, else love is apt to wane out the window.
Yeah. Arch, how did you ever learn so much about love?
Just observation. You see, before I worked at Duffy's, I used to be flashlight man in the drive-in movie.
Well, gee, you certainly learned a lot.
Well, thanks.
Good evening, Archie, me boy.
Well, Clancy to come.
Then company evening to you.
Thanks. In the back of me hand to you, sir. Eddie, some bourbon. 3 fingers for the long arm.
Thank you, Archie. I could use a pick-me-up. You know, we had our annual policeman's ball last night. Oh, I feel terrible.
Oh, wine, women, and song, huh?
Yes, but not necessarily in that order. It's too bad you weren't there, Archie.
No, Clancy, my days is over as a spinster. I got to settle down now that I'm getting married.
You? Taking the leap?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you always played hard to get.
I did, but I found if you play too hard to get, you don't get cut.
Well, I certainly hope you found the right girl, Archie. You know, choosing a wife is a serious business. When you embark on the sea of matrimony, make sure you don't do what I did and get a leaky boat. You never know what kind of a woman you get until after you marry her.
Yeah, it's like taking a poke at a pig, ain't it?
Well, I tell you, Archie, marriage is just like a hot bath. After a while, it ain't so hot. Take my case, for example. Mrs. C and I were married in a beautiful little ceremony over in Ireland. In accordance with the tradition, first I kissed the Blarney Stone, and then I kissed Mrs. Clancy. You know, the Blarney Stone had more pucker than she did.
Yeah, I've met Mrs. Clancy. Pretty horrible kisser.
That's right. You have met her, haven't you?
Yeah, but the dame I'm marrying is different. Plenty of dough, gorgeous figure, loaded with money, beautiful eyes, loaded with dough.
Just a second, Arch. You wouldn't be thinking of taking money from a woman, would you?
Is there a law?
But, Archie, that would make you a leech and a parasite.
Leave us not think of me as a leech or a parasite, Clancy. Leave us just think of the dame as an arch supporter. Arch supporter, hey. Hey, that's good. I think I can at the Wool and Winchell. Reminded me to do that, will you, Eddie?
Okay. By the way, this telegram just arrived for you.
A telegram for me? Let's see. Hey, it's from Millicent. She says yes, she's going to marry me. She's on her way down here.
Oh, congratulations, Arch.
Well, thanks, Finnegan.
Congratulations, Mr. Archie.
Thank you, Eddie.
Condolences, Archie.
Now, wait a minute, Clancy.
I'm only kidding. Marriage is a fine institution. And underneath it all, I think Mrs. Clancy is the salt of the earth. I only wish I could shake her. Well, good luck to you, me boy.
Archie, may I offer my congratulations?
Well, thank you, Joe.
And I'd like to give you this little bottle as a wedding present.
You think I should be hitting the bottle so soon after I get married?
But you didn't look at it. It's a bottle of Vitalis. And Vitalis means, well, groomed hair. Do you get it?
Not yet. Feed it to me slow.
Don't you see? If you use Vitalis, your hair will look, you'll be a well-haired groom.
Joe, is your last name Miller?
All right, so I'm not so good with the jokes, Arch, but you've got to admit that what I say is true. Vitalis is perfect for well-groomed hair, and it's particularly good if you're troubled with dry, unruly hair that's been dried out by sun, wind, and water. Why, no other hair preparation can give your scalp and hair better protection than Vitalis and a 60-second workout. For the Vitalis formula contains two of the same ingredients that many skin specialists prescribe for dry, flaky scalps, plus all the other extras that make your hair more handsome, more healthy looking. So try the Vitalis 60-second workout. Let it prevent scalp and hair dryness, rout flaky dandruff, and give you the best-looking, healthiest-looking head of hair you ever had. Look your best tomorrow if you get a bottle of Vitalis today.
What are you doing there, Archie?
Studying over these travel folders, Miss Duffy. I'm trying to figure out where to go on me honeymoon now. Newport, Palm Springs. Palm Springs, that might not be bad. I hear they get some pretty nice-looking dames down there.
Yeah, they'll come in handy on your honeymoon.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, let's see. Bermuda, Cuba, Nassau.
How about Lithuania?
Why Lithuania?
What's wrong with Lithuania?
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, that settles that. Now, where else could we go? Miami, Monte Carlo. Why would anybody want to go to Lithuania?
Katrinka Yarbats comes from Lithuania.
So what?
Katrinka's a very nice girl.
Well, so is Millicent a very nice girl, and Millicent's the one I'm going on my honeymoon with.
Well, okay then.
Okay.
Go anywhere you want.
That's just what I'm going to do.
I still think you ought to go to Lithuania.
I think you should go someplace. Let's look over this folder here, Eddie. Honolulu. Just overnight from Los Angeles by Pan American Airways. Only $3.38 round trip, including sleeper. Eddie, remind me to pack me sheer black pajamas. Don't bother me now, Finnegan. The dame I'm going to marry, me future spouse, is going to be here any minute, and we got to get busy. We ain't even shoveled an aisle through the sawdust yet.
You mean you're going to have the wedding here?
Why not? People get married over the radio. They get married in theaters and airplanes.
That's right, Arch. I even heard about a couple getting married in a church.
Yeah, certainly. Now, let's see. I got to get the ring and the minister, the carnations for the ushers.
How about orange blossoms for the bride?
Let's not spoil her, Eddie. Just whip up a couple of martinis. Now, let's see. I'll need striped pants and a castaway coat, and I've got to make reservations for a trip through the Tunnel of Love. Now, what else?
What kind of music are you going to have at the wedding, Archie?
Well, we're going to have organ music, of course.
Organ, huh? Well, that's nice. Who's going to pass the tin cup, you?
Frustrated humor if I ever heard it. Miss Duffy, this ain't going to be no hurdy-gurdy organ. It's going to be a beautiful pipe organ playing the wedding march.
I'll bet you wouldn't even know which wedding march to play.
Well, how many wedding marches is there?
There's two. Lohengrin's and Mendelssohn's.
And which one do you like best?
Well, Mendelssohn has always been my favorite.
And I'll bet you was his, too. And that's the one we're going to play.
What a dopey wedding.
What did you say?
I think I made myself plain.
No, Mother Nature took care of that. Now, look, Miss Duffy, please, don't leave us argue on me wedding night.
Miss Archie, if this wedding is going to take place tonight, don't you think you ought to rehearse it a little?
Good idea, Eddie. Yeah, who could be the preacher?
I'll do it.
Good. Now, who could be the bride?
How about me?
Not even by proxy. Let's see, who could be the bride?
J.R.
There's my girl. Finnegan, how would you like to be me bride?
Okay, Arch, but first I think we'd better get me mother's consent.
No, it's only make-believe. Now, here, hold me hand.
Hold your hand.
Yeah, okay. Now, start the ceremony, Eddie.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here...
Just a minute, Eddie. What's the matter, Finnegan? Can't you stand still?
Well, I'm nervous, Arch. This is a big step in me life. It worries me. Suppose we ain't compatible.
Well, if we ain't, we'll just shake hands like little gentlemen and call it off. Now, go ahead, Eddie.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here together...
Just a second. Not that I want to butt in, but don't you think the bride should have on something old and something new?
Hey, this is one time she's right. Finnegan, you got on anything that's old?
Yeah, my pants.
What about something new?
The patches.
Well, I guess that'll cover it. All right, proceed ahead, Eddie.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here together...
Well, Arch, I can't go through with it.
What's the matter?
I feel silly marrying you.
Why?
Well, you're so much taller than I am.
Would the bride please keep her trap shut? Now, come on, let's get this over with. Do you, Mr. Archie, take Miss Millicent to be your lawful wedded wife?
Miss Millicent?
Yeah.
So already you got another woman, huh?
And there ain't no other woman. That's just an example, a metaphor.
I don't care what your metaphor. Get her out of my house.
Maybe we better make it so he can understand it. Call the bride Finnegan.
Okay. Do you, Miss Finnegan, take Mr. Archie to be your lawful wedded husband?
Do I?
What?
Do I?
Finnegan, it's I do.
Okay, then you marry him.
And again, this ain't a real wedding. It's only kind of, mock-believe. Now, try it again, Eddie.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here together...
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, who's that dame that just come in the door there? Better go over and see what she wants, Eddie.
Okay, I'll be right back.
The preacher has to go wait on a customer. What a place for a wedding.
Miss Duffy, to me and me bride, this place will be the little church around the corner. Don't forget, to people in love, things only seem to be what they are.
Miss Archie, guess what?
What?
That girl that just come in is your bride-to-be.
You mean that is Millicent? That gorgeous hunk of punkritude?
That's right.
she's beautiful. Hubba. Pardon me, are you really Millicent?
That's right. There you watching.
Miss Van Schnook, would you mind to repeat that?
There you watching.
Finnegan, is there any limbs missing from your family tree?
Well, are you ain't you, Archie?
Why?
Well, if you are, I'm your little Millie.
Millie, I got sad news for you. Archie just left town. He went back to his wife and his 12 children.
Gee, I've been tilted.
Well, I think you're better off, Miss Van Schnook. That Archie was never no good anyhow, you know. He's a cheat and a crook and a no-good bum. Tell her about him, Eddie.
No, go on. You know the facts better than me.
See what I mean?
Well, I guess I'll just have to go back home and try me luck again.
Don't leave, Millie. I think you're kind of cute.
Say, you're pretty cute, too. I think we got something in common.
I wonder what it could be. Hey, I got it. Do you like Tootsie Rolls?
I love them.
I'll bet that's what it is. What do you say we go down to the candy store and split one?
Can I trust you?
Well, sure you can trust me. I'll divide it even.
Okay, it's a deal. So long, everybody.
So long, everybody.
Well, so long, you lucky couple. I hope you'll always be happy together. And if you have any children, name them after, the Gargantua.
Yes, it's a hit. Thousands of men have switched to new Benex brushless shave cream. Thousands are discovering that Benex gives them the best shaves they've ever had.
Mister, it's time you, too, tried Benex, the new wonder shave with a sensational beard-softening formula.
Benex brushless leaves your face feeling extra smooth and comfortable.
And Benex doesn't clog your razor or drain.
Just try Benex yourself. Get a tube at your nearest drug counter.
Or we'll send you a big 25-cent tube free. Write your name and address on a postcard and mail to Benex, Benex, Empire State Building, New York 1, New York. Only one tube to a customer.
Remember, buy Benex brushless or get a big 25-cent tube free by writing Benex, Empire State Building, New York. Hurry, offer expires May 1st.
Hello? Oh, hello, Duffy. Next week, Charles Coburn. Well, he's sort of an old Jolson. Yeah, the only difference between Jolson and Coburn is that when Jolson gets down on one knee, there's a chance that he'll be proposing to a dame. Well, anyway, Coburn will be here next week, Duffy. Be sure to listen in, huh? Okay, goodbye.
Time now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday when our guest will be Charles Coburn. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Ipana Toothpaste for the smile of beauty and Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Each Wednesday, Bristol Myers brings you Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Bristol Myers, makers of Ipana toothpaste for the smile of beauty and Vitalis for well-groomed hair, bring you transcribed Duffy Tavern with our guest tonight, Charles Coburn, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Tonight, Charles Coburn. Charles Coburn. Now, Duffy, don't hang up. All right, so 1 week it ain't a dame. Huh? You never heard of Coburn? Duffy, I'm surprised. The gentleman's histrionic talents have made him one of the foremost exponents of Festus. Yes, he's a ham. Yeah, been in show business for years. How old is he? Well, let me put it this way. He's old enough to know what it's all about, but he ain't young enough to do nothing about it. Yeah, that's right. A lot like Jolson. Except if Coburn ever got down on one knee, he'd never get up again. Right? How's business here? Well, we're running ahead of yesterday. Yeah. We was closed yesterday. Well, you know something, Duffy? You know what would help business here? A doorman, you know, a good front man. Huh? Well, when a customer comes in the place, what's the first thing he thinks about? Right. About leaving. So, we got to have a front man to block the door, and this Coburn is a natural for the job. Yeah. You ought to see the front the guy puts up. His duties, well, we'd expect him to go up to the customers, you know, and inquire, for instance, how they like the food here. Duffy, who's going to hit a guy his age? Well, look, I'm busy now. I'll call you back. But, Duffy, me and Eddie is right in the middle of some very important business. Okay. Okay, Eddie, deal out the cards.
Okay, Miss Archie. Oh, this is a wonderful game, you know? What'd you say the name of it?
It's called Jim Rummy. It's named after that famous gambler, Diamond Jim.
Diamond Jim, huh? I thought this game was called Jim Rummy.
You're thinking of Eli Whitney. Yeah, he invented the cotton gin.
I saw it, a great game.
Yeah?
Very educational.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How much you owe me so far?
Let's see, now, you gin me 4 times, 3,000 points. Times it by 7 is 21,000. 21,000 plus 10,000 for boxes is 32,000. Multiplied by 4. It's an even $1.
Okay, give me the buck.
Okay, here's the buck. Now, lend me the loan of the buck back.
Nothing doing. That's bad luck. I ain't gonna lend you no money.
You won't lend me a lousy buck? That's a fine attitude. Suppose other people felt that way. Suppose Isabella hadn't lent Columbus some money. Do you realize the world would still be flat? Eddie, I'm surprised at you.
This Charles Coburn who's coming down here tonight.
What about him?
Well, why don't you ever have anyone like Robert Taylor or Tyrone Power to meet me?
Tyrone Power? Look, Miss Duffy, when a guy's got a filet mignon at home, he don't go out to eat hash. I might further mention that to get guys like Tyrone Power down here, we'd have to induce them with a little sex appeal.
Sex appeal? What is it? Nothing but sheer plain animal attraction.
Animal attraction. Look, have you ever been to the burlesque?
Yeah.
Ever see crowds like that at the zoo?
Incidentally, how old is Mr. Coburn?
What's it to you?
Well, Casey happens to find me irresistible.
Look, Miss Duffy, the guy may have gray hair, but his opticals are still good. Now, beat it, will you? I wish to be alone.
All right.
My wish has been granted. What's the matter with you, Finnegan? You look a little tired.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't sleep a wink last night.
Couldn't sleep, huh? Did you try counting sheep?
Yep. Counted up to 864.
Yeah, still couldn't get to sleep?
No, the room got so stuffy, I had to get up and open the window.
How come?
I made a mistake. Instead of sheep, I was counting goats. Another thing that kept me awake was a loud party going on upstairs.
Well, why didn't you go upstairs and tell them to shut up?
Well, as it turned out, I didn't have to. You see, the ceiling in my apartment ain't too strong.
So
the next thing I know, I'm dancing with a tall blonde.
You mean the party dropped in on you and carried on in your apartment?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly?
Well, as you know, the floor in my apartment ain't too strong neither.
So you dropped in on the people downstairs?
Yeah.
How long did this party last?
Clear through to the basement. You know them penthouse parties are. They go on for a long time. So, as I say, I didn't get a wink of sleep.
Well, what'd you do all night?
Played solitaire with my brother.
Solitaire with your brother? Two of you playing solitaire?
What else could we play? We only had one deck of cards.
Oh, so you played cards?
Yeah.
I didn't know you was a card player.
Oh, I'm very good at it, Art.
Maybe we can get up a little game.
Well, good.
All right, we'll play dealer's choice. What game do you like?
Flipping them into a hat. Boy, that's a wonderful card, kid.
It's a better card game than it is a joke. Flipping them into a hat.
Huh?
I thought that was very funny. Flipping them into a hat. Huh?
Yeah, I thought so, too.
Look, how would you like to play a little rummy?
Little rummy? Why not? I'll play anybody.
Finnegan, I mean Jim Rummy.
Oh, Jim Rummy.
The new card game.
How do you play it?
I'll show you. You got any money?
Well, I got $50.
In that case, I think I can teach you the game.
Oh, thanks, Doc. And I think you'll find that I learn very fast.
Well, if you learn very fast, how come you don't know nothing?
Oh, easy come, easy go.
I'm glad you feel that way, Finnegan. Now, put up to 50 cents.
Okay.
All right. Now, cards for you, cards for me. Cards for you, cards for me.
Miss Archer, how can you do it?
It'll be a lesson, Tom Eddie. It'll teach him not to gamble.
Hello, Arch.
Oh, hello, Joe. Did you finish your broadcast already?
Yeah, and boy, if I have to work with that comedian one more week, I'll blow my top.
Why, what's the matter?
He got so many laughs tonight, I had to cut the commercial.
This is bad.
Well, certainly it's bad. It was awful. Because I never got a chance to say that Ipana toothpaste is the toothpaste more dentists use themselves, as well as recommend to their patients, than any other. You ought to try the Ipana way yourself. It's easy. First, between regular visits to your dentist, brush all tooth surfaces with Ipana toothpaste at least twice a day. Then massage gums the way your dentist advises to stimulate gum circulation. That's all. But see the difference Ipana toothpaste can make to your teeth, to your smile. Notice Ipana's wonderful flavor, too. How it leaves your mouth fresher, your breath cleaner. You'll really like Ipana and what it can do for you. So get a tube first chance you get. Remember, a good dentifrice like a good dentist is never a luxury. Make the Ipana way your way to healthier gums, brighter teeth, a more sparkling smile. The Ipana smile, the smile of beauty.
Finnegan, that's that.
Okay, Arch. You owe me $3.
$3. Okay, here you are.
Oh, thanks, Arch. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
That guy that just came in. I think I seen him in the movie. Ain't that Faye Baker?
Finnegan, that's Charles Coburn. Well, Mr. Coburn, may I tell you that many great stars have passed through these portholes. But you are the portliest of them all. And furthermore, may I say that we are indeed pleased...
Oh, shut up. So this is Duffy's Tavern,
Mm-hmm.
Where's Duffy?
He's home.
He's smart.
You don't like the place?
Well, it's sort of broken down and decrepit. But then, who am I to talk?
That's right. At least you got a roof over your head. By the way, are you keeping busy these days?
Oh, yes. My days are quite full. Pictures, radio, personal appearances, looking for work.
Tell me, how long have you been an actor?
About 50 years.
50 years, almost a decade. Look, as long as you brought it up, just how old a man are you?
Approaching 65.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, at an age like that, what do you do for amusement?
Oh, I collect antique furniture.
Antique furniture? Did you buy these antiques when they was new?
All except the 18th century stuff. John Quincy Adams outbid me.
Well, I'm sorry I ain't got no antiques to amuse you, but how about a drink?
Thank you, I will.
Okay, Eddie, 3 fingers of warm milk. Would you like something to eat with it, Mr. Coburn?
No, thanks. I have to be very careful what I eat.
Yeah, now what's the matter? The stomach kicking up?
It used to, but it hasn't got the strength anymore. All it does now is to squirm a little.
Here's the milk, Mr. Coburn.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to take these pills first.
Pills, eh? I see. Hey, what's them red ones for?
My liver.
And the green ones?
Kidneys.
How about the brown ones?
Stomach.
Oh, tell me, what's the purple ones for?
Just a dash of lavender to round out the color scheme.
Say, Archie.
We're in trouble. I suppose you want an introduction?
To him? I'm afraid he doesn't appeal to a person of my sex.
Archie.
Yeah?
What sex is that?
She's a girl.
You could have fooled me.
Well, we might as well get it over with. Miss Duffy, this is Charles Coburn.
How do you do?
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Coburn. But May can never wed December.
Miss Duffy, December had no intention of asking you.
Miss Duffy, can't you see that he ain't interested in you?
Oh, no? Did you see the look in his eyes?
Forgive me, dear lady. I was carried away by your lovely, ravishing face. I can go along with the gag.
Tell me something, Mr. Coburn.
Yes?
Do girls go out with you?
Oh, once in a while.
How do they explain you to their folks?
They usually say, Mama, see what I'll have to marry if you don't let me go out with Joe?
Mr. Coburn, don't feel too bad. Remember, any girl who'd go out with you isn't worth having anyway.
Miss Duffy, will you please desist your presence? Me and the gentleman here has some business to discuss. Tell me, Mr. Coburn, how long did you say you've been an actor?
50 years.
50 years, huh? Don't you think you ought to settle down to a steady job?
A steady job?
Yeah.
Where?
Here in Duffy's Tavern.
I'd rather marry Miss Duffy.
The hard way, huh? Look, it happens that we have a very important job open.
What kind of a job?
We need a front man.
A front man?
Yeah, and you're just the type, you know. Prosperous looking, well-fed, well-dressed, businesslike, perfect phony. Well, what do you say?
But, Archie, a job like that, wouldn't it tie me down?
Not too tied down. Take me. I worked here, and I wasn't too tied down to do a picture for Paramount.
Yes, I saw that picture.
Oh, really? What'd you think of it?
You should be tied down.
Mr. Coburn, for a man who is seeking employment, I should think you'd be a little more diplomatic.
I was only fooling, Archie.
Oh, really?
Yes. I really enjoyed the picture.
Did you?
Yes, especially Dorothy L'Amour. In that sarong. Oh.
How old did this guy say he was? You like that sarong, huh?
Yeah, didn't you?
Personally, I never gave it a second thought. I was too busy with the first thought. But what a cast we had in that picture. Remember Bing Crosby?
No.
He was in it. Remember Betty Hutton?
Yes.
Remember Victor Moore?
No.
Remember Veronica Lake?
Yes.
Remember Alan Ladd?
No.
Remember Diana Lynn?
Yes.
Looks like December has moved up a couple of months. Yeah, it was a great cast we had. 34 stars in addition to me.
Yes, 34 stars and 1 eclipse.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, Duffy. No, I ain't got him out on the sidewalk yet. Huh? Well, I figure on rainy days we can let him stand inside, you know, next to the cash register. Well, Duffy, we can have him bonded. Look, Duffy, there's nothing to worry about. He's the settled type, you know, not bright enough to steal and too old to run. Incidentally, how much you think we should pay him? Duffy, he can make more money than that out of Social Security. Huh? Okay. Be with you in a second, Mr. Coburn. Eddie, Duffy says we gotta test the guy's character before we hire him.
Character, huh?
Yeah, and I agree with him, you know. I won't have nobody around here, Eddie, unless he's honest. There's 2 things we gotta have. Character and honesty. Now, we gotta test the guy.
How?
We'll flip him in a poker game. That's the sure way to test out a guy's character, you know, to play him poker.
Suppose he wins.
Then he's fired. We can't have guys around here without character.
Did you fellas say you're going to play poker?
Oh, yeah. You want to sit in, Joe?
No, thanks. I'll just stand around and make suggestions.
Everybody's a kibitzer.
Well, no, Arch, not really. If you happen to have a queen, I'll just casually mention that every queen goes for a guy that has that well-groomed Vitalis look. And I might even go so far as to say that you can look like a king after a Vitalis 60-second workout. Won't cost you so much jack, either. And you like Vitalis, especially so if you're troubled with dry, unruly hair. Hair that's been dried out by sun, wind, and water. Why, no other hair preparation can give your scalp and hair better protection than Vitalis and the 60-second workout. For the Vitalis formula contains 2 of the same ingredients that many skin specialists prescribe for dry, flaky scalps. plus all the other extras that make your hair more handsome, more healthy looking. So try the Vitalis 60-second workout. Let us prevent scalp and hair dryness, rout flaky dandruff, and give you the best-looking, healthiest-looking head of hair you ever had. You'll look your best tomorrow if you get a bottle of Vitalis today.
Now, look, fellas. Leave us not scare this guy off by mentioning poker right away, you know. I'll lead him up to it gradually, you know, subtle-like.
Subtle-like, huh?
Yeah. Mr. Coburn.
Yes?
Speaking of baseball, them St. Louis Browns is the best baseball team in St. Louis. Don't you think so?
No, I like the Cards.
Speaking of cards, how would you like to indulge in a nice sociable game of, say, Jim Rummy?
Well, frankly, I don't know much about cards.
A pigeon. You say you don't know much about cards?
No. About 6 years ago, I did play a game called poker.
Poker, huh? What kind of a game is that?
Well, it's been so long ago, I've forgotten.
Me too. Why don't we play again? Maybe it'd come back to us, huh?
All right. If you'll promise to be patient with the greenhorn.
I'm even greener than you.
No, I'm much greener than you.
Nah, I'm a lot greener than you.
These are the two greenest actors I ever seen.
I'll get the cards. Fellas, we got a real sucker here. This guy don't know a thing about poker.
The poker! Oh, boy, poker!
Do you play poker?
No. No, I don't, but I got dumb luck.
If you got any kind of luck at all, that's the kind. Now, Finnegan, all you got to remember in poker is one thing.
Yeah.
Don't go into a pot unless you got four of a kind.
The four of a kind, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't go in unless you got four of a kind.
Okay, I got it.
Well, Mr. Coburn, what shall we play first? Say, 1 and 2?
All right, 100 and 200.
Shall we compromise?
All right.
2 cents and 4 cents. All right, now, let's start the game. Now, go ahead and deal out the cards. By the way, you do know how to deal, don't you?
Well, I used to be able to. Now, let me see. 3 missing.
What do you think we should do?
Well, by a very fortunate coincidence, I happen to have a deck of cards right here in my pocket.
Oh, really? In your pocket? How long did you say it was since you played?
6 years. This is an old coat. I wonder if I'll be able to remember how to play this poker.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll remember, too. How are we going to play?
Straight poker. Jacks are better, nothing wild.
Mr. Archie, I got a queer feeling that ain't such an old coat.
Well, let's look out now. See, what have I got? I'll open it. I bet 4 cents. Wait, no, I don't.
Leave it there. Bets down or dead.
Are you staying, Eddie?
No, I'm dropping out.
Me too.
Me too. You win the pot, Mr. Coburn.
Oh, do I win?
Yep, take the money.
Well, this is great fun. Beginner's luck, I guess.
Yeah, what'd you have?
A pair of bullets. I mean, 2 ones.
You deal next, Eddie. By the way, Finnegan, what did you drop out with?
Oh, nothing. 3 kings.
dropped out with 3 kings.
Well, you told me to only go in with 4 of a kind.
Yeah, that's right. Won't do that. Just wait till you get 4 of a kind.
Okay.
Well, here's your cards, gentlemen.
Oh, boy! I open it!
You open it, Finnegan?
Yeah.
In that case, I think I'll drop out.
And you can do.
Well, I think I'll stay.
Brave boy.
Okay, how many cards you drawing?
None. I think I'll stand pat.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll stand pat, too.
Hey, very shrewd poker, Finnegan.
Here's my bet.
I raise you.
I raise you.
I said it fight.
Finnegan, he's got a right to raise you. This is a democracy. But you can re-raise him.
Oh, okay. And I raise, and I re-raise, and I raise, and I re-raise you again.
I double it.
Okay, I'll drop out.
Don't drop out. Why?
I ain't got enough dough.
Wait a minute. I might back you if you got what I think you got.
Don't worry, Arch. I got him.
You got him, huh? That's good enough for me. Mr. Coburn, we raise you 2.
4.
8.
16.
32.
64.
Give me a pencil. 97. What do you got?
10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace.
A straight? That's all? Finnegan.
Yeah.
Show your cards.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see. 10, 4, 2, 7. Jack. Finnegan, where's the 4 of a kind?
There they are, 4 spades.
Well, gentlemen, I thank you very much. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Coburn. Hey, wait just a second. I think this ace belongs to you. It just fell out of your cup.
Oh, did it? Well, you may keep it. I've got 1 million of them.
Mister, we're sure of it. If you'll just try Benex Brushless Shave Cream for a few days, we're sure you'll use Benex for life.
Yes, Benex. B-E-N-E-X. Gives you the best shaves you've ever had. For Benex gives you 3 big extras.
First, Benex Brushless gives extra easy shaves, thanks to a special beard-softening formula.
Second, Benex Brushless is extra smooth, lighter. So different it rinses off your razor instantly.
Third, Benex Brushless gives you extra comfort. A special after-shaving action leaves your face feeling wonderful.
Just try Benex. See for yourself. That's Benex, B-E-N-E-X. Benex Brushless Shave at your nearest drug counter. Get Benex tomorrow.
Hello? Oh, hello, Duffy. No, we decided not to hire Coburn. Well, we found out his memory was a little better than his character. Well, next week, Chester Morris is coming down, and we'll try him. Oh, I don't know, maybe trap shooting or something. Okay. Good night, Duffy. Good night, everybody.
The time out of Duffy Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday when our guest will be Chester Morris. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Ipana Toothpaste for the smile of beauty and Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Each Wednesday, Bristol Myers brings you Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
The proceeding was transcribed. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Tavern, the safer deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair bring you Duffy's Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Where do you eat? Meet to eat. Archie, the manager, speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Business, normal. Yeah, none. Well, I think we're victims of circumstances, Duffy. We just can't seem to find a customer with a nickel and a thirst at the same time. Well, don't blame me because our liquor happens to be non-habit forming. We're lucky that people come into this joint at all. If I wasn't such a genial bartender, goodness sakes, where we'd be. Huh? Well, it may please you to know, Duffy, I'm in a contest. A contest for the most popular bartender on 3rd Avenue. Duffy, I hope that was a sneeze. Well, anyway, the first prize is a free trip to Atlantic City, so don't be surprised if you get a postcard showing me down to me waist in bathing beauty. Huh? Go stroke your head.
Miss Archie, this bartender's popularity contest.
Yeah?
You really think you got a chance?
Why not, Eddie? You've got to admit that, 1, I got good looks. 2, personality. 3, charm.
Yeah. But on the other hand, people hate you.
Well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Look, Eddie, I gotta be voted the most popular bartender. For the last 4 days, I've been giving out free drinks to everybody.
Yeah. But you've been giving them that Duffy's special bar ride.
That's right. I give them a drink, and then they send in postcards voting for me.
Yeah, but after that bar ride, how they gonna hold their stomach and write postcards at the same time?
Hey, Archie.
Yeah, Miss Duffy?
I brought you news from Papa.
Oh, a message from Gargantua. What is it?
Well, Papa says to forget this popularity contest and get to work.
Get to work. Just a minute. Who is it that takes out the garbage, mops the floors, waits on all the customers, cleans out the pig's feet barrels?
Yeah. And guesses who watches me do it?
Eddie, don't be flippant. Believe me, Miss Duffy, I'm a very hard-working guy.
Well, I wouldn't know. I only see you during business hours.
Yeah? Someday when I've gone to Atlantic City, you and your old man will realize what a great bartender I am.
Oh, he realizes already. Papa thinks the world of you.
What?
Yeah. But, of course, you know what Papa thinks of the world.
What he thinks of the world ain't nothing to what I think of him, that lousy, cheap, conniving crumb.
Well, if you feel that way about him, why do you keep working for him?
Loyalty. But why I stay with him, I'll never know. He's about the cheapest, meanest guy that ever lived.
No, I wouldn't say that. There must be somebody in this world that's cheaper and meaner than him.
What are you, Eddie, a company man? Well, I'm getting excited about it. I don't know. Pretty soon I'll be the biggest pebble on the beach at Atlantic City, just as soon as I win that popularity contest.
Uh-huh.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? Tell me, Doubtful Thomas, how many bartenders is there on 3rd Avenue?
About 500.
500, okay. Out of this 500, who would you say is the most popular?
Bud Gallagher over at Gogan's Bar.
Well, who's the second most popular?
Flash Mahoney.
How about the third most popular?
Benny Schultz.
The fourth?
Lefty Magruder.
The fifth?
Three-fingered Maroney.
The sixth? All right, Eddie. The 499th?
Sam Burke.
And what about the 500th guy?
Great big popular you.
You'll see, Eddie. After the votes is counted, you'll find out that I'm just as popular as the next guy.
Yeah, but who's the next guy? What?
Hello, Finnegan. Hey, Eddie, here's one guy that'll vote for me.
Are you running for election, Art?
So to speak, yeah.
Well, I got a tip for you. You want to get elected, do what me old man did the time he ran for alderman.
What did he do?
Oh, work like a dog. Make speeches all day long, handed out 50-cent cigars, kissed hundreds of babies.
Did he win?
He would have, but he got an unlucky break.
Yeah, what happened?
It wasn't an election year. By the way, what are you running for, Art?
Most popular bartender. And if I win, I get a trip to Atlantic City.
Oh, well, be sure and drop me a postcard.
Postcard? What for you can't even read?
Oh, it ain't me, Art. It's for me dog, Rover.
Don't tell me Rover can read.
Oh, of course not.
Well, then why would he want a postcard?
He likes to bite the mailman.
Wait a minute. That mailman gives me an idea. Eddie, how would you like to write in a postcard to the contest saying that I am the most lovable boss you ever had?
You mean you want me to use the mail to default?
Let me put it this way. How would you like to write a card saying that I am the most lovable ex-boss that you ever had?
Hand me the Evershot.
Thank you, my constituent.
Oh, fellas, what's cooking?
Nothing, Mr. Moran. It always smells that way around here.
Wait a minute, Joe. How about giving me a vote as the most genial bartender on 3rd Avenue?
Why, sure, Arch. I'd be glad to.
Well, swell. Here, write it out on this postcard.
Thanks. Now, what'll I say?
Oh, anything that you can think of that makes him sound like a nice guy.
Okay. I think Archie is the most genial bartender on 3rd Avenue, and it is very easy for Archie to be genial because everybody likes him. And everybody likes him because he always looks so good. And he always looks so good because he uses Vitalis.
You think these people is interested in me boudoir habits?
Well, why not? They could learn a lot.
Maybe they could.
After all, every man is interested in keeping his hair well groomed, and Vitalis does just that. Particularly if you're troubled with hair that's unruly or dried out by sun, wind, and water. Why, no other hair preparation can give your scalp and hair better protection than Vitalis and the 60-second workout. For the Vitalis formula contains 2 of the same ingredients that many skin specialists prescribe for dry, flaky scalps, plus all the other extras that make your hair healthier looking and more handsome. So try the Vitalis 60-second workout. Let it prevent scalp and hair dryness, rout flaky dandruff, and give you the best-looking, healthiest-looking head of hair you ever had. You look your best tomorrow if you get a bottle of Vitalis today.
I was just saying, Finnegan.
Yeah?
You know, I'm a natural to win that contest. I got good looks, charm, personality.
Well, it's certainly modest of you to say so.
Well, it ain't a question of modesty. It's just that I like the good things in life, and I happen to be one of them.
Say, Archie.
Yeah?
Papa told me to give you this envelope, and he says to be sure and lock it up in the safe.
Lock it up in a safe, huh?
Yeah, and be sure nobody reads it.
Must be important, huh?
Yeah. Look at it there. It says personal, confidential, and super secret. Do not open. Archie, this means you.
I got a funny hunch there's something in that envelope Duffy don't want me to see.
Now, there's a shrewd observation.
Meaning what?
Meaning you're a jerk.
You certainly turn a pretty phrase.
Never mind what kind of a phrase I turn. You just put that envelope in the safe. That's Papa's orders.
All right, I'll put it in the safe. Hey, Eddie, who was that good-looking sailor just passed by the window there?
Where? Archie, I'll see you a little later. I gotta go out on the net.
I thought that'd do it. Eddie, get the letter opener.
Letter opener?
Yeah, the tea kettle.
Mr. Archer, now you see that? You can't steam that letter open. It's private property.
Eddie, if people don't want their letters opened, they shouldn't mark them personal. Now, give me that tea kettle.
Archer, if I were you, I wouldn't open that letter.
Why not?
Well, you remember me cousin Willie. He opened the letter like that one time, and it was another guy's draft notice. So, cousin Willie spent 5 years in the Army.
Well, if it was another guy's draft notice, why didn't your cousin Willie explain it to the Army?
Well, he figured it was their mistake. Let them find it out. I think Mr. Finnegan is right. Yeah. You better put that envelope in the safe.
Yeah, maybe you're right, Eddie. Mm-hmm. No, I can't. I gotta open it. If I don't find out what's in an envelope, I go nuts. You know, with a thing like that hanging over me, I couldn't concentrate. And, you know, if I can't concentrate, I can't think. And if I can't think, I can't work. If I can't work, I lose my job. If I lose my job, I go hungry. Then what? I start stealing. And the cops is after me. So I hide out here in the tavern. The cops find me, see, and they start shooting at me. Then what happens? They miss me, and they kill you.
Kill me?
Yeah. So you see, Eddie, it ain't just idle curiosity about this envelope. I'm opening it to save your life.
It's too bad that contest ain't for the windiest bartender.
Never mind the Corsicks. Now, give me the tea kettle.
Okay.
Now, hold the envelope over the steam, Eddie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Now, let's see what's inside. Holy cat, look. Duffy's will. Let's read it, Eddie.
Okay. Being of sound mind and in full possession of my faculties.
Even on his deathbed, he brags. Who does he leave the money to, Eddie?
Let's see. He says, to my daughter, Miss Duffy, who is at present an old maid, I bequeath my Manhattan telephone directory and wish her good hunting.
Does he mention anybody else?
Let's see. Yeah. To my dear loving wife, who loaned me $2 for our wedding license, I hereby leave the sum of $2 and close the account. And when and if my wife dies, I want her to know that even in death I'll be happy to meet her halfway. I'll come down a little if she'll come up a little.
8 to 5, it's the other way around. But, Eddie, don't he mention nobody else?
Yeah. I hereby reward my faithful employee, Eddie Green. He need never work such long hours for such short pay again. He's fired. Hoping to see you all soon, signed, Captain J. Duffy.
Don't he mention nobody else?
Oh, yeah. P.S. to Archie.
Well, at last, what does he say about me, Eddie?
Let me see. Now, he says this. There's left a crumb. And a jerk, don't know. Oh, get crooked. Laziest.
This I know, but what's he leaving me?
Oh, yeah. I hereby recognize that Archie is responsible for making Duffy's Tavern what it is today.
Nothing but insult. Let me see that thing. In view of the above, it is my last wish that upon my death, the sole owner of Duffy's Tavern will be my good friend Archie. Eddie, did you hear that? I'm the heir consumptive to the tavern. I can't figure it out, though. Why
here's the guy leaving the joint to me.
Revenge?
I don't know. But leave us not look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm the new owner of Duffy's Tavern, Eddie. I think this calls for a drink. Hey, old man.
Yeah, thanks. Woo, well, yes, sir, I'll do, owner. Best of luck.
Thank you, Eddie. Down the hat.
Oh, that was good.
Uh-huh. You like that drink, Eddie?
Yeah.
It's going to cost you 50 cents.
50 cents?
You heard me. From now on, no more free drinks. As the new owner of the tavern, it's business before friendship.
But Archie, a few minutes ago, everything was on the house.
Mr. Finnegan, anybody can be free with the other guy's money, but to be stingy with your own money takes real character.
But, Mr. Archie...
Sorry, gentlemen, your arguments fall on dumb ears. In the future, I will thank you to remember that I am the sole owner of the tavern once removed.
What do you mean?
Once Duffy's removed, I'm the owner. See now, how could I get Duffy to play ball with us?
Play ball?
Yeah, you know, drop dead. I wonder how his health is. Miss Duffy.
Yeah?
Nice weather today.
Yes, it is.
Your father still alive?
Of course.
Oh, has he been doing anything harmful to his health lately?
What?
I mean, don't you think he should take a trip and get away from it all?
Oh, it's funny you should mention that. Just the other day, Papa was talking about taking a trip around the world.
Mm-hmm. The trip I had in mind was even longer. I think I'll give him a call. Hello? Is this the late Patrick Duffy? Well, look, old man, this is Archie. I'm a little concerned about your health. How's your liver? It is? Oh, that's too bad.
It's better?
Yeah. Look, Duffy, I think you ought to relax. You know, take up a hobby. Oh, I don't know, like golf, bowling, suicide. Well, think it over. I'll call you later. You know, Eddie, it's my own fault that Duffy's Tavern is so run down. With a little extra work, this place could be a gold mine, you know what?
Well, it's smart of you to admit it.
Oh, I'm big enough to admit it when I'm wrong. Yes, I look back now, I think the whole trouble is that I ain't been driving you hard enough.
Now, just a minute.
Quiet, we're in conference. Now, in the future, I want you to keep busy around here. Get them cobwebs off the ceiling and clean out the kitchen and mop that floor and wash them walls.
Tote that barge and lift that bell. Now, look, Captain Bly, when I'm going to have time to do all these things?
My good man, why do you think we give you a lunch hour?
Lunch hour? The time I get off from lunch, I ain't even got no time to eat. I'll just spend my 10 minutes being hungry.
Then in the future, cut it down to 5 minutes. It'll be better for your stomach. And remember, Mr. Green, the company is more important than the individual. In other words, if this industry is to propagate, each link in the chain must be pulled asunder. We must all picture ourselves as busy little beavers building a dam.
Oh, please, there may be ladies present.
Finnegan, I have the floor. As I say, we are just one big happy family with the management constantly looking out for the employees' welfare. And in closing, I would like to mention that by subscribing 90% of your salary to our benevolent pension fund, you can retire on half pay at the age of 103.
You know I ain't going to live that long.
Mr. Green, the management is scarcely responsible if you happen to be in delicate health.
This is something personal. It's something that both men and women should be aware of. Your own freshness and charm. Trust Mum for that. M-U-M. Mum. For Mum is the underarm deodorant with a unique cream formula that protects freshness all day, all evening.
protects you from ever knowing that left-out feeling. Mum smooths on in a jiffy. It's gentle, it's safer, because it contains no harsh or irritating ingredients. Mum is safer for skin, for clothes, and, most important, for your charm. So remember, after every bath and before every date, smooth on Mum. Your bath washes away the past, but Mum safeguards the future. Personal daintiness can play a most important role in your future, in business as well as romance. Don't neglect it. If you want to be sure you're nice to be near, depend on Mum. M-U-M. Mum.
What are you doing there, Miss Archie?
Oh, nothing. Just waiting for Duffy to drop dead. Say, come to think of it, Eddie, didn't the doctor once tell Duffy he had a weak heart?
What about it?
Give me that phone. Hello, Duffy? Move! Speed up production.
Hi, Arch. What about that most popular bartender contest?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Old genial Archie better start packing his bags for Atlantic City.
Oh, Atlantic City?
Yeah.
Oh, well, when you get down there, I'd like you to look up a friend of mine. He works in the fun house.
Finnegan, I'm afraid I'm going to be too busy being genial to have time to look up any of your crummy friends.
Oh, but he's a very important guy.
An important guy in a fun house?
Yeah. He's the guy that blows the dame skirts up.
Oh. Well, any friend of yours is a friend of mine. What's the guy up?
Archie.
Yes?
That poor little old lady standing over there at the door.
What about her?
Well, she wants to know if it's all right to sell violets here in the tavern.
Sell violets? And take the booze money out of our customers' pockets? Get her out of here.
But Archie, she's a poor old lady.
Look, you're in charge of the cash register. I'm taking care of the troublemakers here. I'll throw that dame out of here. I'll be back in a second.
How do you like that?
Good evening. Where can I find Archie, the genial bartender?
That's him over there.
Where?
That's the one there that's throwing that lady out in the street.
Well, does he always throw old ladies out?
Not always. Sometimes the old ladies are stronger than he is.
Do you work for Archie?
Yes, I work for him.
Tell me, what sort of a person is he?
Well, let's put it this way. As the president might say, he's a sort of a boss, spelled backwards. What you want to see him about?
Well, I am the judge of the most popular bartender contest.
Oh, well, I'm sure he'd be happy to see you. Make yourself at home. Yeah, have a drink on the house.
Thank you.
Well, it's no less. The nerve of that old hag. Oh, a customer, Eddie?
Well, sort of. I'm giving him a drink on the house. See, on the counter.
A drink on the house? Look, Mr. Green, if you think you can give free drinks away to every bum that walks into this...
Bum? Look here, you...
Archie's the name. Archie the genial bartender. Eddie, throw this moocher out. And if there's any argument, let him have the bung starter.
You hit me with that bung starter, and I'll have my lawyer sue you for every penny you got.
Oh, yeah? Well, you better tell him to wear a bathing suit. I happen to be on my way to Atlantic City.
Atlantic City, huh?
Yeah, and you can tell your lawyer to look up the winner of the popular bartender contest. Now, have you anything further to say before we throw you out?
Yes, just one thing.
What's that?
I am the judge of the popular bartender contest.
And so, as the setting sun sinks slowly behind the horizon, We say farewell to beautiful Atlantic City.
Excuse me, did you say you are the judge of the contest?
I did.
Eddie, in that case, I guess our little joke is over. We can drag that dear little lady back out of the gutter again. And now, sir, about my trip to Atlantic City.
Your trip to Atlantic City, huh? A man who shoves his employees around, throws old ladies out in the street, insults customers. You are a disgrace to the bartender's profession. Good night, you hypocrite.
Eddie, I wonder if the guy is on to me. Well, what's the difference? One of these days I'll own Duffy's Tavern and I can buy Atlantic City.
Hey, Archie.
Yeah?
I got another envelope here from Papa.
Another envelope?
Yeah, and he wants you to put it in the safe.
Let me see. It says personal. Do not open. Eddie.
Teakill?
Yeah. Steam it open, huh?
Now, ain't Mr. Duffy gonna get suspicious when all of his letters start smelling like orange peacoat?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we shouldn't do it. Leave us just tear it open. Let's see here. Dear Archie, thanks for getting back to work. Signed, Patrick J. Duffy. P.S. The will is a phony, and so are you. That dirty Duffy promised me he's going to die and just to get me to go to work. I just hope that guy lives to be 103.
Mister, we're sure of it. Try just one tube of Benex Brushless Shave Cream, and we're sure you'll use Benex for life.
Yes, we're certain that Benex, B-E-N-E-X, will give you the best shaves you've ever had.
Benex Brushless gives extra easy shave, thanks to a special beard softening formula.
Benex Brushless is extra smooth, lighter, so different it rinses off your razor instantly.
Benex Brushless gives you extra comfort. A special after-shaving action leaves your face feeling wonderful.
Just try Benex. See for yourself. That's Benex, B-E-N-E-X. Benex Brushless Shave at your nearest drug counter. Get Benex tomorrow.
It's time now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday when our guest will be Ed Wynn. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Mum, the safer deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Each Wednesday, Bristol Myers brings you Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Makers of Mom, the Safer Deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair, bring you Duffy's Tavern transcribed with our guest tonight, Ed Wynn, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meets eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Where was I last night? I went to the opera. Yes, the opera, you know, Misery with the French horn. Yeah, Duck, there's two kinds of people that go to the opera, you know. There's them that goes because they think it's the thing to do, and then there's their husbands. Yeah. Then there's the type that goes they go just because they get free tickets. Yes, I had a very good seat. Yeah. In fact, for opera, it was the best kind. Yeah, I was behind a post in the last row. And guess who I met there? He's coming down here tonight. Ed Wynn. Wynn, Duffy. As if if you're married, you can't. Huh? Who is he? Well, he's one of those lowbrow comedians. Yeah, you know, the kind that gets laughed. You can't place him? Oh, look, Duffy, remember in the old days when you turned on the radio and you used to get a lot of static? Well, if the static giggled, it was Wynn. Yeah. Well, look, Duffy, I think we've had enough fun for one nickel. I'll call you back.
Hey, Miss Archie, how'd you like the opera last night?
The opera, well, Eddie, was sort of in between.
In between?
Yeah, too loud for sleeping and too soft for snoring.
How'd you happen to go?
What do you mean, how'd I happen to go?
Well, when you left here, you was cold sober.
Well, I thought I told you. You know, I had an Annie Oakley. You know that Senor Vermicelli from the opera company?
Yeah.
Well, I waited on him the other day, and he asked me if I liked opera, and before I had a chance to answer, he gave me a free ticket.
Well, with the kind of service you give people, you deserved it. Come here. Didn't you like nothing about the opera?
Well, just one thing.
What?
The blonde sitting next to me. She and her and me and... Well, anyway, we had quite a literary discussion about music. And somehow I happened to mention about the opera that I wrote.
The opera you wrote?
You seem aghasted.
You ain't never told me you wrote an opera.
Well, Eddie, I don't tell you everything. Like, for instance, I didn't tell you that I took a bath last week.
Did you?
Well, no, I'm just using it as an example.
You write an opera.
Why not? Some guys shoot pool, some guys go out with dames. I happen to write operas. And mine is one that the people will be able to understand, too. Now, take last night. There was a lot of suffering going on, you know, but nobody knew why. With my opera, it's going to be different.
You're so right.
As I say, why is it that people enjoy an opera on the radio so much, Eddie?
Why?
A very good question. The reason is it's because Milton J. Cross keeps interrupting, you see. He makes everything clear, and that's what gave me the idea for my opera. I wrote one with a built-in commentator.
Well, who's going to be this commentator?
Ed Wynn. I'm going to try the opera out here tonight, and Ed Wynn will do the commentating. And, Eddie, this opera can't miss. I can see it already. It's opening night. My name is up in lights. Limousines driving up. Ladies with evening gowns. Men with tails. Oh, hello, Finnegan.
What you doing?
Writing an opera.
Oh. Is it tough to write an opera?
No, not at all.
How does it work?
Simple as ABC.
Oh, yeah? How does that work?
Well, Finnegan, to write operas, you gotta visualize. You know, for a stupid guy, you got a very intelligent face.
Well, thanks, George.
Yeah. I'm sure that if you had been born with a forehead, it would have been a high one. Well, as I say, you got to visualize the thing as a whole.
In the head?
In your case, yes. And now, as I say, if you visualize the whole...
What's that word again,
Visualize.
Do you mind if I ask you a pertinent question?
Go ahead.
What's the meaning of the word pertinent?
Finnegan, I'd answer that question, but I failed to see where it is irrelevant.
Well, thanks, Arch. I think that covers it.
Hey, Archie, did I hear that you wrote an opera?
Yeah, that's right.
And you're going to put it on here tonight?
Why not?
Should I tell him?
Look, Miss Duffy, just because you studied singing with that broken-down Yasha Slavnik...
Broken down?
You heard me, broken down.
Archie, I'll have you know that Yasha Slavnik is a very high-priced teacher.
How much does he charge?
$15 a lesson.
$15 a lesson?
Yeah. Of course, if you pay cash, there's a discount.
How much is it then?
20 cents. Of course, to get the discount, you have to bring your own piano.
Well, naturally, but even Miss Duffy at 20 cents, I think the guy is still robbing you.
Oh, yeah? Yasha says that I'm his most promising pupil.
He does, huh?
Yeah. And believe me, that's quite a compliment coming from a man who once shook hands with Nick Lucas.
Well, maybe we can use you tonight.
As a singer?
Certainly not as a showgirl. Now get in the back room and start practicing.
Well, why do I have to practice?
I would like my opera singers to practice what they speak. Now let me see. Who else could we get to sing the other parts?
Say, Art, Eddie tells me you're putting on an opera tonight.
That's right, Joe.
Do you need a singer?
Everybody wants to get into the act. Yeah, Joe, we need a singer. You want to audition me?
Okay. Orito Pagliaccio. Singers run in my family, you know.
I can see why. Joe, maybe you better stick to singing the praises of Vitalis, huh?
Well, naturally, that I do with more enthusiasm.
Well, tell me why, Joe, in so many words.
Because Vitalis keeps your hair well groomed. Vitalis tames down dry, unruly hair and helps hair that's been dried out by sun, wind, and water. Why, no other hair preparation can give your scalp and hair better protection than Vitalis and the 60-second workout. For the Vitalis formula contains two of the same ingredients that many skin specialists prescribe for dry, flaky scalps, plus all the other extras that make your hair more handsome, more healthy looking. So try the Vitalis 60-second workout. Let it prevent scalp and hair dryness, rout flaky dandruff, and give you the best-looking, healthiest-looking head of hair you ever had. You'll look your best tomorrow if you get a bottle of Vitalis today.
Well, Eddie, I got the opera finished.
Oh, that's nice. What you gonna call this masterpiece?
Well, I was thinking of calling it Carmen.
That's a tricky little name.
Thank you. It don't make sense, of course, but it has a nice operatic feel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me just polish this thing a little now. This half note here, I think I'll change that to a quarter note in case the little dame sings it. Now, this minor fifth, I think I'll make that a demented fourth. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now, let's see.
Hey, Art, that guy that just come in.
Yeah?
He looks like an idiot.
Finnegan, that's Edwin.
Hello, Archie.
Finnegan, I think you was right.
You know, I hope I'm awfully late, Archie.
You hope you're late. Why?
Well, my first joke depends on it. I thought that was clever when I put that in there.
had an awful time getting here, Archie. I had an awful time, really.
Yeah? Well, didn't you take the number 8 bus like I told you?
The number 8 bus?
Yeah.
For heaven's sake, no. I came the hard way. 2 4s.
2 4s, hey, that's a very funny joke. Well, Mr. Wynn, I'm glad you came down here tonight. You see, I got a little proposition.
You know, that reminds me of a joke.
What's the joke?
Well, it's the joke. I think you'll enjoy this, you know.
Yeah?
It's the joke about the fellow who brought a girl home to the girl's father.
Uh-huh.
See? Now, you got to follow this. So the father says to the boy, what have you done to my daughter? Look at her. She's all suntanned. Did you hear this? So the fellow said to the girl's father, he said, well, I took her to the beach. And the father said, you did, eh? Well, you leave this house and never darken my daughter again. Did you get that? What a good joke.
Well, anyway, you see, I was to the opera last night.
Did I ever tell you the joke about the man who had only 2 teeth, Archie?
2 teeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man had 2 teeth. One in his upper jaw and one in his lower jaw. This is very funny. One day, the tooth in the lower jaw said to the tooth in the upper jaw that we ought to get together for lunch sometime. I'm kidding. You know that's good.
Well, Mr. Wynn, as I was saying, I went to the opera last
that
night.
reminds me, you know. Archie, I'm in quite a predicament.
A predicament?
Yes, I've been having trouble with my stomach, and the doctor told me to diet. But he didn't tell me what color, you know.
I can see I'm in a bit of a predicament myself.
Yeah?
You see, I went to the opera last
that
night.
reminds me of another one. Just what you said. Do you like food, Archie?
Wouldn't sit down to a meal without it.
That sounds funnier than anything I've said so far. That's a dirty trick. Well, I'm glad you like food anyhow, Archie. If you want a wonderful dinner, I want you to take down this recipe. Will you do that?
Okay.
Well, now, first, you take a large turkey and you clean the turkey very carefully.
Uh-huh.
Then you take a goose, which is a little smaller than the turkey, and you place the goose inside of the turkey. Now, inside the goose, you place a little duck. Then inside the duck, you put a chicken, and in the chicken, you put a squab. What a dish this is. Inside the squab, you put an olive, you see?
An olive?
Yeah. Then you cook the whole thing for about 3 hours, and it's wonderful. Really, I want some fun.
I imagine the part around the wishbone must be great. But as I was saying, Mr. Wynn, you see, the trouble with opera is that the people don't understand it, you
Archie,
see.
last week I took my girl to the opera, Archie. What do you think happened?
What?
Well, you'll enjoy this. I keep laughing because I love life, you know. I'll tell you the whole story. I took my girl to see the opera got a Dameron, you know.
Watch your language, please.
Oh, all right. We're making this up, you know, as we go along. So far, he's ahead of me.
Surprise, surprise.
Shall we start the whole thing over again?
No. Take it from the gutter dimmer.
All right. Anyhow,
what happened?
I took my girl to the opera, got a Dameron, and I didn't hear one word of the opera, Archie.
No?
She talked and talked and talked all through the opera. I didn't hear any of the overture. I didn't hear any of the singing. Even after the opera, she kept talking. I heard none of the opera got a Dameron. And last night she called me up again, and she asked me would I like to take her to the opera, this time for Rigoletta. Do you know what I said? I said, I'd love to take you. I've never heard you in Rigoletta.
Well, Mr. Wynn, as I was saying, I went to the opera last night and decided that people don't understand opera, so I wrote myself with a commentator, and I want you to be the commentator.
Why didn't you say so before?
Well, I tried to, but you seem to have a slight impediment in my speech. What, will you do it?
Oh, I'd love to do it. You know what I'll do, Archie? I'll go out and put on my opera clothes. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Miss Archie, this opera, this Carmen.
Yes?
This Mr. Wynn, is he the gentleman that's going to make it clear?
Yes. But he's going to do sort of a commentary. Hey, a commentary? I guess I'm pretty good with the jokes myself. I must send that one into the Reader's Digest.
Well, I hope they got a reader that can digest it.
This is something personal. It's something that both men and women should be aware of, and that's your own freshness and charm. Trust Mum for that. M-U-M. Mum. For Mum is the underarm deodorant with a unique cream formula that protects freshness all day, all evening. It smooths on in a jiffy. It's gentle. It's safer. Because it contains no harsh or irritating ingredients, Mum is safer for skin, for clothes, and most important, for your charm. So remember, after every bath and before every date, smooth on Mum. For you see, your bath washes away the past, but Mum safeguards the future. And because Mum is so effective, you will never experience that left-out feeling. Really, personal daintiness can play a most important role in your future, in business as well as romance. Don't neglect it. So if you want to be sure you're nice to be near, depend on Mum. M-U-M. Mum.
Now, look, Finnegan, when Mr. Wynn is finished with the commentation, I want you to holler, bravo.
Bravo? What's that?
It's an operatic term, like in baseball you say, kill the umpire. But we better get going with Carmen. Mr. Melnick, we're all ready to start the opera. Now, if there's anything that confuses you, Mr. Wynn has some program notes, and we'll be very happy to add to the confusion.
Well, as the curtain goes up, we find ourselves in scene one. I think that's odd. Now, scene one is a cigarette factory. We know it is a cigarette factory because there are doctors walking in and out of the building. Now, suddenly Carmen appears, and she works in the cigarette factory. She's a young girl still in her nicotine. Now, Carmen is very popular. She has hundreds of boyfriends, and she gives each one of them a lock of her hair. Carmen, or as her friends call her, Baldy, she is dressed in very gay colors. She is wearing a yellow blouse and a checkered skirt, and as she walks down the street, men whistle at her. They think she's a taxi cab, you know. Carmen enjoys this little game and keeps her motor running. I think that's very subtle. That's fine. At this point, our hero, who is Don Jose, he enters. Don Jose speaks to Carmen.
Well, me petite cucaracha, Chili Billy Bean.
Who are you, senor?
I am Don Jose, a gay caballero and hombre about town.
Ain't you the Uno? Wait. You are not Don Jose, the great lover.
You see this badge?
What does he say?
Tamale inspector.
In Spain, this is a very big joke. At this point, Carmen discloses that she is Carmen, and Don Jose discloses that he is Don Jose. Or is it the other way around? Well, it doesn't matter, just as long as it's clear. Anyway, Carmen and Don Jose sing a duet.
I am Carmen, and I'm no prude.
What a hunk of punk-red food. Mr. Wynn, in case we have some dopes here, perhaps you better explain the word punkritude.
Punkritude?
Yes.
Well, that means that Carmen is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's the idea of punkritude. Of course, I don't like to be catty, but a great deal of her beauty is due to makeup, you know. In fact, Carmen wears so much makeup that if you want to kiss her, you have to drill for it, you know. Anyway, in the next scene, we see Carmen sitting on a park bench. Don Jose sneaks up behind her and puts his hand over her eyes. Both of his hands. Then he whispers in her ear. He says, Carmen, do you love me? And she says, of course I love you. Who are you? This makes Don Jose suspicious. Our next scene is the public square. The square speaks.
Buenos Dias. Who are you, pig?
I am your hated rival. I am Don Schlemilio.
You are Don Schlemilio?
Yes.
I am Don Jose.
And I am Don Carmen.
I love Carmen.
And I love Carmen.
And I love Carmen.
You love Carmen?
Yes.
Once again, the infernal triangle.
I love her, and he loves she.
If he loves her, then I hate he.
He loves me.
And so does she.
This makes it fun for love's of me.
Oh, I hate you.
And I hate you.
But I hate you more than you hate me.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. We hate each other with a long, By now, Don Jose and Don Schlemilio hate each other. And the audience is in a pretty nasty mood, too. Well, anyhow, in the next act, a complete year has passed, and Carmen has gotten quite heavy. But Don Jose does not care. He still worships the very ground she sinks into.
Ah, Senorita Carmen.
Da.
Carmen, can you ever forget that night in Madrid?
Sure. Was it worse to you?
Zuza, Carmen, why is it you are so mean to me?
It's because I hate you.
Ramboli. Then why for you go out with me?
It's because I love to suffer.
Then, Carmen, marry me. Carmen, I love you. Will you marry me?
I will marry no one. I am fancy free.
But I cannot live without your love. I am a lost little dove.
Ha, 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 ha. You men are fools. The one I love is me.
You know, it's a wonderful opera, this is. In the next act, it is the day of the big bullfight. Now, there is much excitement, and everybody is having a good time. We even hear the vendors walking up and down through the arena. Get your red hot bull burgers, yeah! Get your bull burgers, yeah! Well, there is much excitement, and the toreadors are having a good time. And now the bullfight starts. Don Flamelio faces the bull. He is a ferocious beast, and his nostrils quiver as he paws the ground. And the bull is pretty tough, too. But Don Flamelio and the bull stare at each other. They cannot decide who will make the first move, so the bull tosses him for it. You think that needs repetition or something? There was a lull there. The bull tosses him for it. I want to send that to some other comedian. In the meantime, we're still talking about Carmen, you know. Okay. In the meantime, Don Jose has proposed to Carmen again. This enrages Carmen, so she kills Don Jose. This gives Flamelio an idea, and he kills Carmen. Not to be outdone, Don Jose gets up and kills Flamelio. And as the three of them lie there on the stage waiting for the Undertaker, they speak.
And now I feel I must drop dead.
Drop dead.
I fear that we can never wed.
Drop dead.
The time has come when I must die. Time now to
Drop dead.
Drop dead.
drop
dead.
Mr. Wynn, I think you should explain that last part to the audience.
Archie, I've listened to this opera for 10 minutes now.
Yeah?
I think you should explain the last part to the audience.
What do you mean?
Drop dead.
Mister, we're sure of it. Try just one tube of Benex brushless shave cream, and we're sure you'll use Benex for life.
Yes, we're certain that Benex, B-E-N-E-X, will give you the best shaves you've ever had.
Benex gives extra easy shaves, thanks to a special beard softening formula.
Benex is extra smooth, lighter, so different it rinses off your razor instantly.
Benex gives you extra comfort. A special after-shaving action leaves your face feeling wonderful.
Just try Benex. See for yourself. That's Benex, B-E-N-E-X. Benex brushless shave at your nearest drug counter. Get Benex tomorrow.
Why do you suppose there's so many people all over the world waiting to come to America? Sure, you know the reason. It's freedom. Freedom, the most wonderful word in the world, and our most precious possession. Unfortunately, so many of us take freedom for granted. There are millions of people in the world who would give anything to be able to do something you do every day without thinking about it. I mean a simple thing like listening to news on the radio. We hear news without distortion of fact. Few people in other countries do. And this is only one of a long list of freedoms we Americans enjoy. But we must work to keep our precious freedoms. Work at being a good citizen by voting, by keeping informed, making our opinions known, and resisting all attacks on our political and religious rights. We must all do it, for freedom is everybody's job. Time now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday. Duffy's Tavern Transcribed is brought to you by Mum, the safer deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Each Wednesday, Bristol Myers brings you Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Brothers, makers of Mum, the safer deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair, bring you Duffy's Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where do you eat meat to eat? Archie, the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. How's business? Well, let me put it this way. If business was a prize fighter, we'd be throwing water in his face. Huh? Grogan's across the street is doing great business? I don't know about that, Duffy. There's just as many people coming out of his place as there is going in. Huh? Look, Duffy, there's a million jobs open, and if you don't like the way I'm running this place, why don't you fire me? Huh? Duffy, after 8 years, do you have to be so hasty? Huh? Look, Virus, I have a TL for you. Compared to you, Simon Legree is the smiling Irishman. And as long as you're in this mood, how about a raise? Hello? That chiseler. That crumb. That miser. That... Stunk? Stunk? Eddie, quit defending the guy. Works me like a dog. 7 days a week. On me feet. 15 hours a day. Where's that newspaper?
You're sitting on it.
Oh. I'm going to look up them help wanted ads.
Yeah. Look and see if you can find an ad saying, wanted, lazy bartender.
Just a minute. Bartending ain't the only thing I can do. There's 100 jobs I'm qualified for.
100?
Yeah.
Name one.
Well,
Well?
Okay, so there's only 99. Now, let's look at that paper. Accountants, bakers, barbers.
Anything there for experienced chicken plucker?
Eddie, please.
Let me see that paper. Maybe I can find a job for you. Oh. Yeah, the job at the circus.
Circus, huh? Sounds good. What is it?
Yeah, it says, wanted, ambitious young man to place head in lion's mouth.
Better read the next one.
Wanted, plastic surgeon to contact man who formerly held job listed above.
Eddie, give me the paper. I'll look up my own ad.
Hey, Archie.
Huh?
What did you say to Papa on the telephone?
Why?
Well, when I left home, he was clutching the receiver, frothing at the mouth. His face was turning purple.
But all I did was ask him for a raise.
You might just as well have shot him through the heart.
On your father, Miss Duffy, that's a pretty small target. Look, why does the guy hate me so?
What makes you think that he hates you?
I don't know. It's the funny way that he looks at me every time he says, Archie, I can't stand you.
Granted. But don't forget he hates you less than he hates other people, and with Papa, that's the same as liking you.
I see.
After all, you know Papa. His bark is really worse than his bite.
Well, that's only because he ain't got no teeth.
Miss Archie, hey, got something here for you.
You got something for me? It ain't a laugh by any chance.
Come up.
Let's shoot a gun off around here. Anybody got a gun? We can shoot it either direction. I don't care. They can aim it at myself or we'll aim it at anybody you can think of here. What was you saying, young man?
I got something for you, though. No stuff. Yeah.
What do you got?
I got you. Yeah, it says, in the personal column, lonely lady would like to meet young escort.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Must be tall.
Yes.
Athletic.
Yes.
Good dancer.
Yes.
Speak Hungarian.
Oh, God. Too bad it ain't French.
You speak French?
No, but a Hungarian dame would never know the difference. Anything else in that personal column, Eddie?
Let's see here now. Man, 3'6", wishes to contact woman of same size. Midgets need not apply.
Pretty choosy, ain't they, them little lilliputses? But you know something, Eddie? That personal column, that gives me an idea.
You mean you're going to advertise for a rich wife?
Why not? It's the good old American system of free enterprise. The right of every man to hook himself a rich dame. Eddie, write down this ad, will you?
Okay.
Got the pencil there?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
Okay, now, independently wealthy tavern keeper seeks wife in similar straits. Tall, handsome, intellectual.
How you spell intellectual?
Who knows? Let's see. Debonair, divine dancer.
Look who's a divine dancer.
May I remind you that at Roseland, I am still remembered as the only 3-time winner of the pickle dish.
Hey, Miss Archie, this idea of putting an ad in the personal column, it's crackpot.
Mr. Green, it may amaze you to know that some of our greatest geniuses has been called crackpots.
What?
Hiya, Finnegan.
What? No.
Oh, not much. I'm thinking of getting married.
Well, that's nice. To a dame?
Of course, to a dame, you know. Sometimes being a bachelor, gets kind of lonely. Take you. Haven't you ever felt alone and deserted?
Only when I'm with people.
Oh.
But why do you have to get married? Look, come here. Why don't you play it smart? Get divorced.
Well, Eddie, you can't put the cart before the hearse. You can't get a divorce until you get married.
Really? See, the married guys get all the breaks.
You know something? You're beginning to talk like a philosopher.
Well, a guy can't make sense all the time. Hey, what kind of a dame you think you'll marry, Art?
Oh, well, I'm thinking of marrying a dame with plenty of dough, you know. I'm going to marry for money.
Oh. Well, why not? If the alley Khan can do it, what can it do?
Yeah, that's right.
Miss Archie, this ad for the personal column, how you want to sign it?
Sign it, Prince Charming, Maharaja of Pakistan.
Okay, Sahib.
Okay.
Oh, Arch, what's going on?
What's going on is terrible. Hello, Joe. Ain't you heard? I'm getting married.
Well, congratulations. Who's the lucky girl?
Peaches Latour.
Well, who's she?
Yeah, she's the dame that ain't marrying him.
Quiet, Eddie. No, Joe, I'm marrying a very wealthy dame.
What?
You know, you wouldn't mind if this was supple stuff. I'm marrying a very wealthy dame, Joe.
You are?
Yeah. Here, read me ad.
Well, Arch, I'm surprised. What would a guy like you do if you married a wealthy woman?
Nothing, Joe. Absolutely nothing.
Well, you'll never get a woman this way. This ad. Well, you forget to mention the one thing you've got that'll attract any woman.
Joe, you mean...
I certainly do. Brains.
Funny, Joe. I could have sworn you was going to say Vitalis.
Oh, well, that goes without saying.
Really?
It takes brains to know that Vitalis is just about the best thing you can use to keep your hair well-groomed, healthy-looking. That's because Vitalis protects your hair against the drying effects of the hot sun and all those extra showers you take in summer. Why, no other hair preparation can give your scalp and hair better protection than Vitalis and the 60-second workout. For the Vitalis formula contains 2 of the same ingredients that many skin specialists prescribe for dry, flaky scalps, plus all the other extras that make your hair more handsome, more healthy-looking. So try the Vitalis 60-second workout. Let it prevent scalp and hair dryness, rout flaky dandruff, and give you the best-looking, healthiest-looking head of hair you ever had. You look your best tomorrow if you get a bottle of Vitalis today.
Hey, Miss Archie, look there. You got an answer to your ad in the personal column.
No kidding, Eddie. Quick, open it up.
Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. You say, Dear Prince Charming, I am a widow.
Yes?
My name is Agatha Pitts.
84 years old.
How can you tell?
Who do you know that has named his kid Agatha in the last 84 years? However, continue the letter.
In addition to, it says here, in addition to being independently wealthy, I am...
Eddie, what was that word?
Independently.
No.
Addition?
No.
I am.
Eddie, stop frustrating me. Give me the letter. Hey, you're right. Independently wealthy. One little ad, and I meet Agatha. Me soulmate.
But I still think anybody that gets married is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you, Finnegan.
You agree with him?
Yeah.
You? Bit of tea from a girl with a general yen. And what's wrong with marriage?
Just that nobody that gets married is happy, Archie.
On the au contraire. There's plenty of couples that's happily married.
Name me one.
How about Mr. and Mrs. Kelly?
Her mother came to live with them.
Oh. Well, how about Millie, Willie, and Mabel? Now, there's a happy couple.
You mean Mabel Higgins?
Yeah.
The one with the blonde hair and the dimples?
That's right.
The one that ran off with a good humor man?
The good humor man. Really?
Yeah. She fell for him just because he had a car.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, you see what I mean, Archie?
Well, that's just two cases. What about Harry and Maggie? That Maggie, what a devoted wife.
Archie, remember what happened last week?
Okay, so she poisoned him. But did you happen to notice the way she cried at his funeral?
Miss Archie, look here, look.
What?
Look at the lady getting out of that limousine, pulling up outside.
Holy cat. A brand new Cadillac limousine.
Maybe that's your prospective bride.
Get a load of them lines.
The lady?
No, the limousine.
Yeah, but look at the width of that body.
The limousine?
The lady. Yeah, she sure looks like she got money, though.
Yeah, she sure does.
Good evening. I am Agatha Pitts. I'm looking for Prince Charming.
Oh. Agatha, let me look at you. Eddie, can we turn the lights down a little lower?
What?
It's more romantic that way. Permit me. My name is Archie, alias Prince Charming. Now, according to your letter, you are the widow Pitts.
Yes. Poor dear Herman is dead.
You sure he's dead?
Of course.
You sure he ain't just hiding?
I beg your pardon.
I mean, I'm sorry that the fella kicked off.
Oh, yes. It was quite sudden.
Yes, well, may I extend me heartiest condolences on your bereavement? Now, Agatha, incidentally, you don't mind me calling you by your maiden name.
Well, why not, Archie? After all, you're a man and I'm a woman.
Well, that clears that up. Agatha, leave us put our cards on the table. I ain't only a man. I'm a lonely man. And you're a lonely woman. Do you think we could learn to stand each other?
Well, Archie, when I answered your ad in the paper, somehow I had the feeling that you were the one.
Yeah, huh?
Yes. You see, I've always been a bit of a clairvoyant.
Well, I'm no angel myself. But enough about our pasts. Look, Agatha, I don't mean to sweep you off your feet, but I think we have come to the point where further talk would be futile. In other words, I feel the time has come for me to pop the question.
The question?
Yes. Agatha, how much dough you got?
Archie!
Ain't I the curious little devil? Look, Ag, if this romance of ours is going to get anywhere, I don't think we should conceal no secrets from each other.
Well, since you put it that way, Herman left me $100,000.
Well, this calls for a proposal. Agatha, will you honor me the privilege of becoming me Russian bride?
Oh, but Archie, this is so sudden.
Oh, so what? I'm not going to get any younger, and you ain't going to get no richer.
Well, really, I'll have to have time to think it over. I think I'll go for a ride around the park.
Do you mind taking a taxi?
Why?
Well, in case the answer is yes, I wouldn't want to see the fenders dented on that limousine. You have to think it over, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Okay, well, farewell, sweet princess. I shall be waiting. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Eddie, why can't normal people have $100,000? Eddie, it's almost 3 hours and Agatha ain't back yet.
So what?
Well, you think she's being unfaithful to me?
Unfaithful?
Yeah, spending her dough.
Archie, you know what I think of anybody that marries for money.
Look, would it make you feel any better if I said I was marrying for love?
Of course.
Oh, so the truth ain't good enough for you, huh? Hey, wait a minute. Here she comes now. Well, Agatha, quick, tell me, what's the answer?
Archie, I've thought it over, and the answer is yes.
What gala news. Then this means that we are engaged?
That's right.
Splendid. Shall we seal it with a check? I mean, a kiss?
A kiss? Very well.
Okay, pucker up your lips. Just a minute, I just remembered. I can't kiss you before the ceremony. It's bad luck.
Well, what about after the ceremony?
Then it's potluck.
Archie, where shall we go on our honeymoon?
Our honeymoon? Well, frankly, I was sort of planning on going stag. However, you said you have $100,000?
Yes.
Well, seeing that money is no expense, why don't we take a cruise around the world?
Oh, how romantic. Which way shall we go? East to west or west to east?
Why don't we compromise? You go east and I'll go west.
Oh, I love a man with a sense of humor. Oh, but to be serious, Archie, there is one important question I must ask you before we marry.
What?
Do you like children?
Agatha, what's on your mind?
Well, you see, Archie, we have a little son.
Well, would you mind to repeat that?
We have a little boy.
We do, huh? How old?
14.
Boy, you sure are a fast worker.
Quiet, honey. Agatha, you mean...
Yes. Herman left me 2 things. $100,000 and a son.
Why didn't he quit when I was ahead? Agatha, I think you should have mentioned it sooner, though. You didn't tell me that you came with accessories, you know. How do you know? Maybe I don't like kids.
Not like children? Well, in that case, we could never be married.
$100,000. Agatha?
Yes?
Love little ones.
I'm glad you feel that way. That's one thing I always disliked about Herman. He hated children.
The late bounder.
Archie, I have an idea. Why don't I bring the little darling down here?
I would love to meet the little cherub. As I say, with me, kids is cake.
Very well, I'll bring him down. See you later. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Daddy,
What?
will you please tell me a fairy story about the free little bell?
Very funny, Eddie. I suppose you don't think I know how to handle kids. It happens I have read a lot of books about child psychology. And the one way to handle them is to prove immediately that the father is the child's superior.
How you going to do that, wrestling?
Can I meet your son?
Well, Finny and I don't like to offend you, but I'd rather you'd stay away from the kid.
What?
Well, I'd like him to grow up with an open mind about the human race.
Well, anything you say, Art. Any son of yours is a son of mine.
Boy, 100,000 smackers. I'll be set for life. I can see myself already, sitting in a big mansion. A roaring fire going. Wearing me velvet smoking pajamas and sipping brandy in the soft firelight.
And Agatha Pitt sitting there with her arms round you.
Well, you can't have everything.
Have you got a 3-cent stamp handy? Well, look. That's all you need to get a generous sample package of Mum. M-U-M. Mum, the underarm deodorant. No matter what other deodorant you've been using, I think you'll discover Mum is the better way to safeguard your freshness and charm. Just send your name and address and that 3-cent stamp to cover mailing costs to Mum, Box 888, General Post Office, New York 1, New York. You'll really like Mum because it's different. It has a unique cream formula that protects freshness all day, all evening. And because it contains no harsh or irritating ingredients, Mum is safer for skin, for clothes, and most important, for your personal charm. So use this easy, inexpensive way to get your package of Mum. Just send a 3-cent stamp to Mum, M-U-M, Box 888, General Post Office, New York 1, New York. Do it tonight because this offer is limited. Remember, when you want to be sure you're nice to be near, use Mum.
Hey, Art.
Yeah?
You remember you was talking about that child psychology?
Yeah.
I just borrowed this book about it. Maybe you could use it.
Oh, thanks. Who'd you borrow it from?
Mrs. Hogan.
Mrs. Hogan?
Yeah, the dame with the 19 kids.
Oh, well, it was nice of her to let you have it.
Well, she says she don't have much time to read anyhow.
Well, let's see the book. Chapter 1. Science divides children into 2 parts.
Into 2 parts?
Yeah.
And we call ourselves civilized.
Finnegan, please, I'm trying to read this book before me expecting son gets here.
Oh.
Not that I need a book. Kids all love me anyhow, you know.
Well, Archie, I'm back.
Oh, hello, Agatha.
And this is our little boy, Egbert.
Well. So this is Egbert, huh? Well, my little man, leave us shake hands. I am your new father.
Hey, Mom, couldn't we dig up the old one?
Trouble.
Egbert, a little respect, please. Remember, this gentleman is to be your father.
How do you like that? At my age, the son of Frankenstein.
A cute little codger, ain't he?
I tried to explain to him about our marriage, Archie, but you know it's difficult for a child to grasp these things.
Oh, well, leave me explain it to him. Son,
Yeah?
you see, your mother is a widow, and I'm a lonely bachelor, and, well, like the birds and the bees say, fate has thrown us together into the bonds of true love. Do you understand?
Yeah. You're going to try to clip her for $100,000.
Now, look, you crumb. I mean, Egbert, Daddy is not at all interested in your mother's wealth.
Then why are you marrying her?
I'm marrying her because... Well, do you have to be such a wise guy?
You know, maybe you wouldn't be such a bad father at that.
Well, thank you.
There's just one thing that bothers me, though.
What?
Which came first, you or the years?
Look, kid, you can't talk to me like that. Now, take off them glasses now.
Mr. Archer.
A punk kid like
Remember,
this.
child psychology.
Yeah, that. Well, Egbert, I guess boys will be boys. Now, Agatha, about our honeymoon...
Oh, yes, I wanted to speak to you about that. What will we do with Egbert?
Well, we could send him to military school.
But where?
Oh, I don't know. What's wrong with Russia?
Now, wait a minute, giraffe neck.
Egbert, shame on you calling your father names. Now, I want you to apologize.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Now kiss Daddy.
Look, I just called him names. I didn't murder nobody.
Out of the mouths of babes are gonna come teeth. Look, kid, why don't you go over in the corner there and eat some of the free lunch? Your mother and me's got things to talk over. Now, come, Agatha. Leave us be alone. I'd like to talk about our future, you know, where we'll live, how much we're in love with each other.
Pop.
He's in again. Yes, son?
When I grow up, I want to be just like you.
Hell, the psychology is working, huh? You want to grow up to be just like Daddy, huh?
Yeah, so I can quit work and have a rich widow support me.
Now, just a minute, Egbert. Are you inferring that I am a piccolo?
I'm inferring that you're a chiggler.
Look, kid, they don't come fast enough so that when they do come, you have to step on them. Give it another chance. All right. Now, Egbert, come here. Come here, Egbert. I really love you. Come here, because Daddy wants to give you a great big hug. Like this.
Ow! Hey, Mom! He's strangling me.
Ho, ho, ho. Daddy loves him so much he's almost squeezed him to death.
Wise guy, take this, Daddy.
Ow! Ow, me finger!
Archie, what do you mean by shoving your finger between Egbert's teeth?
Shove me. What are you talking? This egghead, he just bit me.
Egghead? His name is Egbert.
Just the same, if anybody's hungry, I wouldn't sprinkle salt on his head.
Archie, how dare you talk that way about a little child?
A child? That ain't no child. That's a souped-up midget. Look at me finger where he bit me. I'm going to hit that crumb on the head.
Miss Archie, use your child psychology.
I'll use me psychology, all right. Give me that book. Here, Egbert. Try this on your thick skull.
Ow! Archie, you beast! And you said you liked children. Our marriage is off. Good night.
Eddie?
Yeah?
Get a pencil.
Another ad in the personal column?
Yeah, take this down, will you? Ex-father would like to meet widow with no children. Object, childless marriage.
Mister, we're sure of it. Try just one tube of Benex brushless shave cream, and we're sure you'll use Benex for life.
Because so many thousands of men have found that Benex, B-E-N-E-X, gives them the best shaves they've ever had.
Benex gives extra easy shaves thanks to a special beard-softening formula.
Benex is extra smooth, lighter, so different it rinses off your razor instantly.
Benex gives you extra comfort. A special after-shaving action leaves your face feeling wonderful.
Just try Benex. See for yourself. Benex brushless shave. B-E-N-E-X. At your nearest drug counter. Get Benex tomorrow.
I'm now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Mum, the safer deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Each Wednesday, Bristol-Myers bring you Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these...
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Bristol-Myers, makers of Mum, the safer deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair, bring you Duffy's Tavern, transcribed with our guest tonight, Bob Crosby, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Where do you meet the Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Tonight, Bob Crosby. No, Duffy. Bob Crosby. Yeah, ASAP. Yeah, he's Everett's brother. Well, I'm bringing him down to help me romance a dame. Yeah, Duffy, I'm in love, you know. You heard me, love. Look, what brought you and Mrs. Duffy together? A Winchester. With Gwendolyn and me, it's real love, Duffy. Well, certainly I'm sure of it, Duffy. You know, when a guy has known a dame for 24 hours and ain't asked her how much money she's got, what else can it be? Look, now, it's no use trying to talk me out of it. I have been smitten, and I intend to stay smut. Okay. Some enchanted evening. You know, Eddie, that song haunts me.
It haunts you, huh?
Yeah.
Well, sure, you just murdered it. What's the name of that song?
It's called Some Enchanting Evening. It's one of the hit tunes from that show I seen last night, that South Pacific, you know. It's my favorite song.
Hey, ain't that the show with Mary Martin?
Yes, it's Mary Martin and that Enzio Pinzhead.
Who?
You heard me, Pinzhead.
Lord.
Look, Finnegan, what's your favorite song?
My favorite? The one my mother sang to me when I was a baby.
How did it go?
Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. If the bow breaks, the baby will drop. That's the part that used to get me.
Why?
My mother sang it with Jester.
Probably explains your weakness for music.
Hello, boys.
Oh, hello, Miss Duffy. My, you look charming tonight.
I do?
Well, now that you mention it, no.
Archie, I hear you saw South Pacific last night.
How much did the tickets cost for the South Pacific?
$6.60 a piece.
$6.60? Do the dames wear fans?
Finnegan, in this show, the dames don't have no fans.
No fans? Oh, boy. No wonder they can get $6.60.
Well, it sure is worth it. What songs in that show? That Valley High thing. Valley High. Valley High.
Stop the music.
What do you mean, stop the music? Eddie, have you been around the unemployment offices recently?
Sing, Dennis.
Valley High. You know, when Gwendolyn gets here, I'm going to sing that song over and over again. And then, when she's ready, I'll ask her to marry me.
You going to sing that song over and over again?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Promise me you won't, and I'll marry you.
Now, wait a minute, Eddie. Is this just a fetish with you, or is my singing really that bad?
You ain't no Crosby.
So what? Even the rest of the Crosbys ain't. Wait a minute. Crosby, you give me an idea. You know, Bob Crosby's coming down tonight. Maybe I can get him to sing the songs to her.
Bob Crosby croon love songs to your girl?
Well, sure. He'll put Gwendolyn in the mood for me. It's like in the movies, Eddie. You know, he'll sing the songs, but when it comes to the romance, I come along and dub myself in.
Hey, Art, where did you meet this Gwendolyn?
I met her the other night over at the library.
You? In the library?
Yeah. Weird, ain't it?
What was you doing in the library?
It was raining outside. Well, to make a long story short, you see, Gwendolyn turns out to be the librarian. So, to impress her that I am also a deep thinker, I asked her if I could take out a book.
Tom Swift and his electric runabout.
No, Eddie. I asked about Charles Dickens and his picnic papers. So then we started talking about Longfellow, you know, and Ethan Allen Poe.
Who?
Poe, you know, Samuel Clemens. Well, after a few minutes of that kind of talk, naturally the poor kid was hopelessly in love with me.
Is she a pretty dame?
Well, the important thing is that she's intelligent and very well educated.
Oh, a dog, huh?
On the contraire.
So you're really in love this time?
Yeah.
What do you know about love?
I suppose you know more about it than I do?
Oh, I think I should. After all, I'm a woman.
That's right, and don't let nobody tell you no different.
Hey, Archie, you better be careful. First thing you know, you'll be marrying today.
And what's wrong with marriage?
What's wrong with it? Look at me mother and father. They got married, and what did they get out of it?
You're just being self-conscious.
Oh, could be.
Well, certainly. Now, tell the truth. Ain't there times when you'd like to have a wife?
Well, the last week or two, I was thinking about marrying Rita Hayworth.
Rita Hayworth?
Yeah.
What about the Alley Khan?
I'm afraid not, Arch. He ain't my type.
He'll probably be very sorry to hear that.
Arch, I hear you're thinking of getting married.
Yeah, that's right, Joe.
Well, congratulations. What kind of a girl is she?
Oh, very brilliant. You know, a member of the Intelligentsia. The kind, if she had to wrap a herring... You know, the kind, if she had to wrap a herring, wouldn't think of using nothing less than the Atlantic Monthly.
Well, I hope you'll be happy with her.
Well, I think I will, Joe. Mentally, we find each other very mutually compatible.
Well, that's very nice to hear, Arch. But you must remember, it's not only what goes on inside your head that counts. What goes on outside is important, too.
Well, Joe, you know the only thing that goes on outside my head is Vitalis.
Well, that's where you're smart. Vitalis makes your hair look well-groomed. That's because Vitalis tames down dry, unruly hair. Vitalis protects hair, too. Protects it against the drying effects of the hot sun and all those extra showers you take in summer. Why, no other hair preparation can give your scalp and hair better protection than Vitalis and the 60-second workout. For the Vitalis formula contains two of the same ingredients that many skin specialists prescribe for dry, flaky scalps, plus all the other extras that make your hair more handsome, more healthy looking. So try the Vitalis 60-second workout. Let it prevent scalp and hair dryness, rout flaky dandruff, and give you the best-looking, healthiest-looking head of hair you ever had. You look your best tomorrow if you get a bottle of Vitalis today.
Eddie, I just can't wait for Gwendolyn to get here. Some enchanted evening. Da, 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 da.
Miss Archie, a lady here to see you.
Oh, look, quick, everybody. Start looking intelligent. Finnegan.
Yeah.
Face the wall. Well, Gwendolyn, it beseeches me great umbrage to have you honor us with your visitation.
What was that you said?
Nothing important. I was just bidding you adieu.
Oh. Adieu.
Thanks. Well?
Well?
Mm-hmm. Hey, ain't it the nuts being intelligent? Incidentally, I would like to foster you with the privilege of meeting some of my fellow colleagues. First, I would like to present Miss Duffy.
How do you do? Charmed.
Mr. Eddie Green.
How do you do? Charmed.
Mr. Clifton Finnegan.
How do you do?
Box top.
Well, you see, Gwendolyn, he only speaks Latin.
But it's a dead language.
Take a look.
Wait a minute. Archie, wasn't he with you in the library the other day?
Not me, sister. I got an umbrella.
He's very amusing. What do you do for a living, Mr. Finnegan?
Arch, maybe you better take that one.
Gwendolyn, you see, Mr. Finnegan is at present employed as a part-time human being. Speaking of college...
Oh, did you go to college?
Well, frankly, no. I ran into a little trouble.
What was the trouble?
High school.
No, you see, the trouble was that Dad wanted me to go to Princeton and Peter wanted me to go to Harvard. But enough about me, Gwendolyn. Leave us talk about you. Have you read any thick books lately?
A few.
That's nice. Have you read anything by Samuel Clemens?
Samuel Clemens?
Yes, otherwise known as Ethan Allan Poe.
Archie, you mean Edgar Allan Poe.
He's changed his name again? Well, whoever he is, have you read him lately?
No, Archie, I'm afraid I'm not in your intellectual class. I go in for lighter readings. I prefer Conan Doyle.
Yeah. Well, I think Cone's all right, but Doyle is a little passé. But enough of this highbrow talk, Gwendolyn. What do you say we go lowbrow?
Lowbrow?
Yeah. Leave us get married.
Married?
Why not? After all, I'm a man and you're a librarian. Just think, we could go through life together dangling Greek participles. What do you say?
Well, Archie, you see, I've dedicated my life to the wooing of the muses.
Does that mean I'm in or out?
It means you're out.
Yeah. Look, Gwendolyn, why don't you go over and sit in the corner with Finnegan for a while?
That might be fun. Do you mind, Mr. Finnegan?
Well, it's okay if you don't try no funny stuff.
Finnegan, I assure you that Gwendolyn's intentions is purely platonic.
Just a minute. What is platonic?
That's the point, you see. Maybe after she sits with you for a while, she'll appreciate a guy who knows who Pluto is. I'll see you later.
Hey, waiter.
Yes, sir.
Would you tell Mr. Archie that I'm looking for him? My name is Crosby.
Which Mr. Crosby shall I say?
Well, just tell him it's a Crosby without hope.
Crosby, glad to welcome you to the tavern. How did you happen to know about this place?
Well, Bing recommended it to me.
Oh, Bing recommended it, huh?
Yep, and me, his own brother.
Well, tell me, how long have you been in town?
Oh, a couple of days.
Yeah, did you see South Pacific yet?
Why?
Well, I'll tell you, Bob. You see, there's a dame that I'm thinking of marrying.
Well, congratulations, Arch. It's about time a guy your age was thinking of settling down.
My age? Yeah. Mr. Crosby, for your information, I am 29.
29? Now, come on, Arch.
You heard me, 29. I was born in 1930.
Hold it, Dad, hold it. If you were born in 1930, it means that you're only 19.
Well, if I'm only 19, you certainly got a nerve to question me when I tell you I'm 29.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be catty.
Accept the apology. Well, anyway, as I was saying, you see, there's a dame I'd like you to sing some romantic songs to.
Me? Sing here? In this Ptomaine Trocadero?
Just a minute. Your brother sang in his Ptomaine Trocadero, and I think his voice is a little better than yours.
Well, his voice should be better. When we were kids, he got a little more practice than I did.
What do you mean?
Well, he was the older brother, and he had first rights on the bathtub. In fact, I was 18 before I knew he was my brother and not my father.
Hey, that's very funny.
Thanks.
And now that I have laughed at that joke, I think you owe me a favor. As I say, if you sing a couple of romantic songs to this dame tonight, it'll put her in a mood to marry me.
Oh, I see. What's she like?
Well, she works at the library. She's very intelligent.
Ugly, huh?
On the contrary, she's quite punctilious. That's her sitting in the corner over there, the one with the high forehead.
Hubba, love those high foreheads.
Just a minute, Mr. Crosby. She may work in a library, but that don't mean that she's circulating. This is my girl. Oh, Gwendolyn.
Yes?
Gwendolyn, if you can tear yourself away from Finnegan, I'd like you to meet Mr. Crosby here.
Well, this is a delightful surprise.
Just a minute here. What? Who is this punk?
Finnegan, this punk happens to be Mr. Crosby.
Oh, Mr. Crosby, well, glad to meet you. I've looked forward to this with great pleasure.
Oh, are you one of my fans?
No, I just happen to be a man who likes to look forward with great pleasure.
Finnegan, butt out of this, will you?
Archie.
Huh?
Archie, I'd love to hear Mr. Crosby sing.
You'd like to hear him sing, huh? Eddie, she's playing right into my hands. yeah, why don't you sing something, Bob? How about some Enchanted Evening?
Gwendolyn, do you like that tune?
Love it.
Arch, I'm always glad to do an old pal a favor.
Oh, thanks, Bob. Matty, some enchanting, is it Enchanted? I don't, well, you know the thing from South Pacific.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across the crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again.
Gwendolyn, this music, don't it make your embers burn for me?
Archie, please.
Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel her call you across a crowded room.
Gwendolyn.
Will you shut up?
Then fly to her side and make her your own. For all through your life you may dream all alone.
Oh, Bob, that was beautiful.
Yeah, but don't forget, Gwendolyn, it was my heart singing through his nostrils.
Gwendolyn, did you ever think of leaving that library and taking a trip to Hollywood?
Just a minute, Crosby.
Why? Bob, what would I do in Hollywood?
Oh, work for the Crosby Enterprises? Maybe you could be my assistant.
What do you do in the company?
Oh, I take care of the petty cash.
Petty cash?
Anything under $1 million.
Flogging as well.
Wendy, why don't we go in a corner and talk it over?
Why not?
That dirty double-crosser. Hoisting me by my own patron. That snake in the grass. That bebopper.
Calm down, Miss Archer.
Well, don't you see what's happening, Eddie? She's going for the wrong guy. He ain't even an intellectual. I got to do something drastic.
Drastic?
Yep. I'm going to have to read a book. Now, let's see. Well, where do we put that book? You know, the one, that handbook of useful facts and figures.
Have you got a 3-cent stamp handy? Well, look, that's all you need to get a generous sample package of MUM. M-U-M. MUM, the underarm deodorant. No matter what other deodorant you've been using, I think you'll discover Mum is the better way to safeguard your freshness and charm. Just send your name and address and that 3-cent stamp to cover mailing costs to Mum, Box 888, General Post Office, New York 1, New York. You'll really like Mum because it's different. It has a unique cream formula that protects freshness all day, all evening. And because it contains no harsh or irritating ingredients, Mum is safer for skin, for clothes, and most important, for your personal charm. So use this easy, inexpensive way to get your package of Mum. Just send a 3-cent stamp to Mum, M-U-M, Box 888, General Post Office, New York 1, New York. Do it tonight because this offer is limited. Remember, when you want to be sure you're nice to be near, use Mum.
Eddie, look at him.
Who?
That Crosby over there holding hands with Gwendolyn. I'm telling you, if he wasn't wearing glasses, I'd punch him right in the nose.
Miss Archer, I got news.
What?
He ain't wearing glasses.
Just another one of his underhanded tricks. But I'll show him who the best man is.
How?
How? I got superior intelligence, ain't I? And I got a high Q, ain't I?
Only trouble is you don't know nothing.
Well, I will as soon as I memorize a couple of more facts from this handbook of knowledge here. Now, let's see. Postal regulations, presidents of the United States, poisonous snakes.
Look, Arch, old pal.
How opportune. Look, don't give me that old pal stuff and lay off my dame.
All right, stop worrying, will you? Just a passing fancy.
Yeah, and I've noticed some of them fancy passes.
Yes, Gwendolyn?
Could I have tickets to your broadcast sometime?
Oh, I'd love to have you, honey child.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
In July 1941, the average mean rainfall of Siberia was 7.6.
And Bob.
Yes?
Oh, I hate to bother you, but could you let me have your autograph?
More geysers are found in Yellowstone National Park than any other place in the world.
Gwendolyn?
Yes?
Would you like me to send you a picture of myself?
I'd love it.
The average Labrador Retriever has 6
Bob, do you know any other songs from South Pacific?
Yes, and I'd love to sing another one for you right now, honey.
The life expectancy of the average crooner is 32 years.
Archie, I told you, I'm just getting her in the mood for you.
Okay, then sing the song and get her in the mood and get out of here.
Okay.
Pardon me, folks. Do you mind if I listen?
Not at all, so they can hear you. Sit right down here next to me.
Thanks.
Valley High may call you any night, any day. In your heart, you'll hear it call you. Come away, come away. Valley High will whisper.
Ain't you beginning to feel anything?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's working.
Here am I, your special island. Come to me, come to me.
Gwendolyn, that rhythm. Don't it drive you berserk with passion?
Your own special home, your own special dream. Bloom on the hillside and shine in the streams. If you try, you'll find me where the sky meets the sea. Here am I, your special island. Come to me, come to me. Valley high, valley high, valley high.
Bob, that was wonderful. That song, it did something to me.
Put you in a romantic mood?
Very.
Well, come on, honey. Let's get out of here before you lose it.
Oh, Bob, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I'm in a romantic mood for somebody else.
I knew this dame wouldn't go for a crummy crooner. Not when there's a real intellectual around.
Archie, I'm a little tired of intellectuals, too.
But you just said you was in a romantic mood. If you don't go for Crosby and you don't go for me, there's nobody left.
I wouldn't say that. Come, Gwendolyn. I have tickets to the balcony at the Bijou.
Anything you say, Clifton.
Good night, gentlemen. Do some enchanted.
Mister, we're sure of it. Try just one tube of Benex brushless shave cream, and we're sure you'll use Benex for life.
Because so many thousands of men have found that Benex, B-E-N-E-X, gives them the best shaves they've ever had.
Benex gives you extra easy shaves, thanks to a special beard-softening formula.
Benex is extra smooth, lighter, so different it rinses off your razor instantly.
Benex gives you extra comfort. A special after-shaving action leaves your face feeling wonderful.
Just try Benex. See for yourself. Benex Brushless Shave. B-E-N-E-X. At your nearest drug counter. Get Benex tomorrow.
It's time now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday. Duffy's Tavern Transcribed is brought to you by Mum, the safer deodorant, and Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Bob Crosby appeared by permission of Franco-Americans Club 15. Each Wednesday, Bristol Myers bring you Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.